What is going on, guys? Welcome to Gumps podcast episode, whatever. Today we got a good one for you, and I'm with my best friend Chris. What's going on, my dude?
Hey man, how's it going?
I'm
Good to
going
be
good.
here.
Yeah, dude, it's good. So what you been up to the past couple days? We didn't do a podcast last week because I was busy. But what were you doing? What you been up to, Christopher?
Where do I start? It's been quite exciting, I guess you'd say, in some regards. Uh, we started we started our own business. I'm not really good about talking about myself, which is probably one of the reasons why I've been struggling. But yeah,
Yeah.
I finally started and did the thing I wanted to always do is start a script consulting business with fellow creators for fellow creators to help them out and support them and help make their stories be the best they can be, and using my knowledge, my resources, and my experience and my team's experience to kind of take weight off some of these shoulders of these creators, of these artists. And it can be overwhelming and it can be stressful, and it can be just downright fucking miserable sometimes too. And I've always wanted to give back. I feel like I'm finally in a position where I could do that. And yeah, so I've just been really just building a website, trying to get all the things set up for that, slowly getting my name out there. Just dealing with that for pretty much for the rest of the week. I found an outlet playing video games, Call of Duty, which unfortunately Gump is getting quite bored at playing. But
I just need a couple days off. I just need a couple days off. It's just, I've been playing that game for such a long time, and I'm not just getting bored of Call of Duty either. I'm getting pretty bored of a lot of other games. Just doing nothing but playing games and doing nothing but the same thing on repeat. It gets boring. So I'm trying to wait for that new refreshing thing to come out. And why is my video not popping up? Did you get my thing for the podcast? I saw I got someone live with us, but I can't pull it up on my phone for some reason.
Twitter?
No, not Twitter, but on YouTube. I can't, if I'll show you guys. The last thing it's showing right now is my my WTF series. But it's not showing me. I made sure I was on.
You're live.
YouTube.
I see you.
Okay, that's weird. So you're going to have to monitor the comments then, because right now my thing's being a fucking bitch. My phone. Okay, I wanted to just announce this to you guys really quick before we get into the main stories and before we continue what Chris was talking about earlier. My phone is being a fucking clown. I'm not getting notifications. I'm not getting alerts. My nothing's working on my phone, and people are texting me on Snapchat, and people are people like Chris are texting me, and I'm not getting it until 5 fucking hours later. So if you are one of those people who are trying to message me, if it be on Twitter, Snapchat, actual text, and I don't get back to you, I promise you, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not one of those people. Normally I get back to you as soon as I possibly can, but I don't know what's going on with my phone. I really don't know. The only thing I'm getting notifications on are spam emails. I'm like, oh, this is what I want. I want to see how I can trim off 55 pounds of fat in a matter of 2 weeks, because I'm pretty sure that's healthy. And just, yeah, I know it's not healthy. That's a good way for bad shit to go wrong. But no,
Nico's little brother says, "What is up?"
What's up, Nick? Oh, I almost said Nico. What's up, Ty? What's going on? What the flying hell, dude?
I keep forgetting Ty's name. I know Ty doesn't know me, but I know Ty. It's very weird. I'm
You know
aware
him
of
from
him.
the videos. Yeah,
I know him from the videos, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So if you're one of those people that are messaging me, that's the reason. It's not because I'm ignoring you. But yeah, let's talk about the script consulting thing really quick. It's called Script It, and there's a good amount of people who are a part of this project. If you guys are a screenwriter, novelist, or whatever, that mainly focus on screenwriting, and you guys are new to the game, but you got this story you really are itching to get out of you, the Script It and the business of Script It is there to help you for all different business plans. If you guys are not exactly, high on the green right now because, COVID-19, like if I'm not mistaken, prices are negotiable depending on the kind of story and how much is being
Well,
done.
they're not negotiable, but they are flexible.
Flexible, that's the word.
Like our main goal is to make ourselves um, as easy to access for our clients as possible, and not just with COVID going on right now, but it's hard being an artist.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. A lot of us have three different jobs. A lot of us, are working just to do our art, and money's tight, and there's a lot of apps out there that can do similar things, and there's a lot of formatting tools you can buy, but it doesn't teach you things, and it doesn't it doesn't also um I guess the major thing is it doesn't have a personality behind it. It doesn't have somebody with experience, somebody you can trust and lean on to
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. But our payments are kind of set. They are set, but they are flexible. So like, given certain circumstances, like I am, we are 100% okay with working out a payment plan that's right for you.
Yeah.
I think it's just very important, and honestly, a business partner that's involved with us strongly disagrees with me when it comes to this, but I feel it as sticking to the core of who we are at Scripted, and times are tough, and I want to make myself flexible as much as possible to help other artists. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we we have your back, and I've been there. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the team has been there as well. Like, we've been in your shoes. We've been like, oh shit, you know, the money's tight, but I would love to get these services, and I just want to, I've been told no. I've been, through my 20 plus years of experience, it's just like, oh, it's just throwing doors in my face. And what about somebody who's like, okay, I'll take you under my wing? Well, that's what we do at Scripted. We'll take you under our wing. I mean, yes, we need to get paid for this, but we made our price point so low, and the people I work with aren't greedy. We're artists ourselves. We're creators ourselves. So we're just trying to give back, be flexible. Yes, our time is valuable, just like yours is. We should be compensated, but that's not the main goal, the main drive behind Scripted.
Yeah.
That is just to have another outlet for you guys to come to as creators, and we have great packages that fit anybody's level, and it also fits. It can fit wherever you're at in that script creating process. Down to, oh shit, I have an idea, but all I got are these notes. Well, we got a package and a team for you if you're serious about your idea. And sometimes us artists, we also need that push. Like, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but when I was younger, learning how to write, I was like, oh, I got this great story, but then just the actual physical act of writing
Yeah, it's not good. It's
made
not.
me not tell that story. And
Yeah.
at Scripted, we're like, no, get that fucking story out of you.
Yeah.
You got that idea. Don't let anything hinder you. We'll take that shoulder off of you, and we'll work with you and get this out. And I know that writing can be a pain in the ass. So that's we come at a lot of levels. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with Scripted.
Okay, guys. Chris, you can follow him at Chris. Was it Chris underscore Hicks 1138?
Yep.
Yep, you can go follow him there, Chris underscore Hicks 1138, and he'll have a link there for you guys. I would put it into the comments, but like I only have this stupid ass app for second screen, so I can't even get Twitter to share the stream and all that stuff. So yeah, just go to his Twitter.
I'll drop it in the comments.
Okay, yeah, drop it in the
if you'd like me
comments.
to.
For those, yeah, go ahead. So for those who are either watching live or watching pre-recorded, you can go to the live chat and just click on that link around this point in time. Anyways, guys, this thing is called the podcast is titled Legacies. We're going to talk about that last, but right now we got some news. And it's going to be all about Spider-Man. So if you guys hate Spider-Man, you're going to probably hate this podcast. Hate to break it to you, but like it's just the facts. It's what's in the news right now. The news has been pretty crummy recently, but so let's talk about the one that's not real. There's been a report going around, a fake one at that Tobey Maguire will be appearing in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm not sure if it was a troll post or if he was trying to be a dick and just get free retweets, but I don't know who the Twitter post was, but I saw Nico tweeting about it, getting all excited, and that's what got me excited.
Yeah.
But then I actually did research into it, and then they said it was via Deadline, no link. So I'm like, that's interesting. But I'm like, it's Deadline, so that it must be true. So I went to Deadline a couple hours later. Not a single report about Spider-Man. The only time I saw Spider-Man, I looked up Spider-Man 3 news. It was shipped back from 2008. And the only Spider-Man news we've been getting recently is this new news about Jamie Foxx, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I wanted to warn you guys. You got to be careful when you're looking into these things. You can see a Twitter post say one thing, but just you don't even have to read the full article. Just check your sources. You should read the entire article, honestly, but I know people are not going to do that. It's just the truth. I can tell you all effing day to read the fucking article, but not everyone's going to do it. So you just got to check your sources. Things like Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, and Variety, those people are like legit. So if you see those people actually posting it and you actually see the website, then that must mean there's some legitimacy to it. But just because someone says it's via this guy or via that guy, no. And if I see one of you guys at me trying to tell me that there's some news out there and it's WeGotDiscovered.com, I'm going to block you. WeGotDiscovered.com is the worst site ever when it comes to breaking news. They do nothing but break false crap. I might not be the smartest person when it comes to the business side of things, but I know a thing or two about these websites. They're not all 100%, but WeGotDiscovered.com are total clowns in the industry. No one takes them seriously, and neither should you guys, because they're like the Onion of websites, but they try to pass it off as real, whereas the Onion is talking about like fucking Grimace getting pegged in the ass.
Yeah, it's satire.
It's satire, but the We Got Discovered are total tool bags for journalism, and they pretend it's real. Scumbags. They've lost their credibility, but guess what? They take the average viewer like you guys and turn you guys to believe them, making you guys feel like idiots later down the line. You might as well trust Wikipedia at this point more than We Got Discovered. Anyway.
God, I've had so many fights with people. Like, yeah, Wikipedia. I'm like, you can edit that. I can go on Wikipedia right now, wherever you just said, and I can go, fuck yourself, and I'll type it in there and fucking edit it.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that a reliable source when anybody can edit your fucking information? Sorry, Ty, you should not be listening to this if you're still here. But you're right, Gump. And no offense, if Gump has to tell you this, you're beyond help, because this shit has been...
Okay.
I'm just, no, not because it's you, but because you should know this by now. Everyone should know these by now. Like, it's not, like, these false shit is all over the place. These websites that you're talking about, man, like, if Gump and I have to sit here and tell you not to do it, then there's a fucking problem. There's a huge fucking problem if people are still buying into this. And I think it's just asinine and fucking stupid. But, you know, rule number one, right? Consider the source. Always consider the source when you're about to spew bullshit.
Yeah. I know there's some people that are out there.
Because Nico lost his shit.
Yeah.
And he thought it was real.
Yeah, and he didn't respond to me. He might be a little depressed. I mean, when you also think
Nico,
about it too.
I'm disappointed in you, Nico.
But like when you think about it though, how old is Tobey Maguire? There's no shot he's coming back. If he comes back, we'll get into this later. But like if he does come back, he's 50
and he doesn't
something.
Go, ow, my back. I'm gonna fucking my back. My back.
You know, that was actually people think that because it was in Spider-Man 2 he actually did injure his back, but that was not put in there because of it. But he injured his back around the same time of filming that.
Yes, he heard it on Seabiscuit.
Yeah, he heard it on Seabiscuit, and people thought that was a nod to that, but they're like, no, that was kind of always in there. So it's like
No,
a
that
funny.
was always in the script.
Yeah, so
It
it's
was
kind of
always there.
it's kind of a coincidence. It's one of those things where like you would think they planned it because of like a little nod, because no one liked Tobey Maguire. They were basically bullying him on set because he's apparently not the greatest person to work with.
Kind of a douche.
Yeah, and like when you like, I saw the one footage of him and like trying to run away from the paparazzi. I'm like, okay, he's not exactly the greatest person out there. Don't get me wrong, I hate the paparazzi. One of my journalism final was all about paparazzi and saying how I hate them because they're basically paid stalkers, and like I can see why someone would lose their shit on paparazzis, but like. You still got to keep your cool, you know what I mean? You still got to keep your cool. Like you got people like Ezra Miller choke slamming someone, and then you got people like Tobey Maguire fucking cussing someone out. Like you don't have to smile for the camera, but you shouldn't flip out on them because again, it's just a paycheck to them, and it sucks. But that's a whole different discussion. But yeah, Tobey Maguire, dude, did you hear that? Like Tobey Maguire, someone was what was it? What's his name? The guy who was playing Deathstroke in the live action movies. Joe Manganiello, some shit like that. He was in Spider-Man 1.
Joe Magneto. There we go.
Joe Magneto. He was in Spider-Man 1. He was the bully. Dude's fucking 28 years old, and someone paid him. One of the camera crew, someone on the camera crew paid him $150 to punch him in the face, but he's like, I'm not going to do that because then I'm never going to work in this industry again if I break the dude's nose on the first day shoot. That's not going to happen. And so he never did it, but it tells you how much people didn't really like him.
Jesus Christ, they wanted to punch him. I mean, they wanted it that bad. I'd have took the money and I don't know.
That's $150. Yeah,
but seriously, like he could pull off as an accident.
He could be like trip, or he's like, oh no,
I didn't pull my punch. I'm sorry.
He's counting his 20s. He's like, oh no, that's so sad. But yeah, no one liked him. So when you really think about this. They probably wouldn't want him back. If they were ever going to do it like a Spider-Verse thing, they're going to bring back Andrew Garfield. Even though he's not widely beloved. This is a good transition. Let's talk about it. Normally, I wouldn't think they would bring Andrew Garfield back. But they're bringing back Jamie Foxx. Now, let's get this out of the way, because I did read the article. It's from The Hollywood Reporter. And they said that our sources say that he's returning to be Electro, but it's not confirmed. But Jamie Foxx is coming back. Now, if it is Electro, it's a weird choice because out of the entire amazing, he's a great actor, but out of the entire
Electro's dead.
No, but I'm just saying, like we don't know what's going on. We don't know if this is like a weird multiverse thing. If this is like the 17th different version of Electro in the multiverse, we don't know what's going on. We don't even I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2 since it came out. I'm gonna level with you guys. So like I just didn't like it that much. No, but like how did he die? Really?
I don't know. He got electrocuted.
Oh, he overcharged. That's fucking
he
cliche.
Did something stupid.
No, yeah, it was that cliche when someone's like, he can absorb power. How do you stop him? You overcharge him. What a horrible cliche. I hate that cliche. How do you stop him? He's basically unstoppable. We'll be charging up some more. I want to wait for that cliche to start happening. I roll my eyes, and there he's like, you think I'm going to overcharge and die? You foolish fool. And then he just blows up the entire planet, and they win, and that's how the movie ends. I'll fucking piss my pants laughing. I want that to happen because I'm so tired of that cliche. There's cliches that rub me the wrong way. It's that. How do you stop him? Give him more power. No.
Well, and also cliche is like the hero has to fight like a bad version of himself. Like
Superman
it's a cliche,
Bizarro.
like not like that. Like Superman has to fight Zod, like and
with power wise,
fought,
yeah.
Right? Iron Man fought.
Like he fought a lot of different people with the Iron
in his
Maiden.
first movie,
Iron Maiden.
That's
the villain's name. That's the villain's name, Iron Maiden, I think. And it's basically Jeff Bridges in a fucking metal suit. That's what you need to know. It's the Iron Maiden, and then the second one was Whiplash. Oh, I want my board. I want my board.
My board.
I want my
My
board.
board.
I want my board. You want
Mickey
your what?
Rourke is a weirdo, dude. Like Mickey Rourke is the one that said he should have a bird.
Wait, the guy that played Army, not Army Hammer, the guy who played Hammer.
Justin Hammer? No.
Mickey Rourke is the guy that actually played Whiplash.
Mickey Rourke is the guy who played Whiplash. Yes.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird ass request. Like, who says that? You should have a bird. Why? Like,
Because he's Mickey fucking Rourke, dude. He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
I want my board.
I've never seen the hype around Mickey Rourke.
I never
whatever.
either. No, but like, no, yeah, you're right. That I understand why that's such an interesting thing, because you can't overpower them because you're basically the same, so you got to outsmart them. But you're right, it's a fucking cliche, and I'm tired of it. Like, I want to see them fight against someone with different abilities. Like, that's why I kind of find it refreshing to see, like, some of the Spider-Man movies, because almost never does he fight an alternate version of himself unless it's Venom or Carnage. But even then, they're not like shooting web shooters or anything like that. They got alternate abilities other than that. Like, I want to see Carnage, but not the one we're getting. So I want a Carnage. Fucking whatever. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked in a sense. But yeah. So we don't know if he's actually coming back as Electro. But assuming that he is, I want to hear your thoughts. What's the possibility in your mind, under 20% that we're going to get a live action Spider-Verse movie?
No, I don't think we're going to get a live-action Spider-Verse movie.
So under?
I think that it's probably just going to be like cameos, like little small things, but an actual movie where Tom Holland is going into the Spider-Verse, like into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell.
I wouldn't say not a chance in hell.
No, not a chance in hell. And if they do it, you're... Fucking why? Like, leave him alone. Set Tom Holland off on his own. Why? I don't understand, like, why? Like, I'm a filmmaker. They're only doing this because they just want to see it. It has nothing to do with anything. Those guys aren't going to put the suits on and go forward in the MCU as, like, 8 Spider-Mans, are they? No, just for one movie? Just to appease the fans, just to give them what they want? It's just one of those things. And I'm not into it. If it was... I think what they're trying to do with, like, the Flashpoint thing, that's different, because they're actually talking about some of those actors actually taking on roles.
But I doubt in the same universe, because you can't have 17 different Batmen in like one singular universe, because one's rumored, like, Michael Keaton's rumored to be in the Flashpoint movie, but he's also rumored to be in Batman Beyond. So, like, you can't have him be in 2 separate timelines but in the same universe. You know what I mean?
No, you can set him up in Flashpoint, and then Batman Beyond comes, and he, because of the Flashpoint event, he decides to go out and find, God, I can't think of his name. The guy who's basically a clone of him.
I forget.
The guy who plays the Batman Beyond guy.
He's not a clone, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he is. He's a clone.
No, he's not.
He's a clone.
No, he's not.
Of Bruce Wayne.
No, he's not.
Did you watch the show?
I watched the show, yeah. I don't think he's
a clone.
I thought he was like some dude that was trying to like rob him or some shit like that. I know that's the fucking same thing as Robin, but like I thought he was like trying to do something, and then he's like, he
doesn't know he was a clone. You find out later that he is.
Oh, okay, that's different. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
Terry McGinnis. His name is Terry McGinnis. Okay.
I thought you were like
Terry McGinnis.
I thought like this information was like spewed on early on, but like okay, so if it was like one of those things that revealed later, yeah, I didn't know that. So that's information to me.
Oops, spoiler alert.
Well, it's fine. It's fine now. It's just an old ass show.
Terry McGinnis, and then they set him up for the Batman Beyond with Terry McGinnis and Michael Keaton. In Michael Keaton's universe, I don't know how that works, but sure, it could. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got like 2 movies doing the same thing. It's like Civil War and BVS all over again, dude.
Yeah, it's the era of multiverse. It's gonna be the new trend. It's just the way it's looking. If like assuming this is Electro, because I still don't think it is going to be Electro, because if it is Electro, that's an odd choice. Um, like, I think they are going to lead to a Spider Verse movie, and it's not. Yes, they're giving what the fans want, but it is still a major story in Spider-Man history, where like the Spider Verse and stuff like that. It is a key component, and Chris accidentally left. Yeah, mainly probably because of his internet or some shit like that. Anyway, I'll continue on the podcast. I think, I do think that there is a possibility that this is going to lead into a Spider Verse movie, and um, I don't know. I'm going to say over 20%, but I'm going to say it's like probably like 25% chance that we actually end up seeing a Spider Verse kind of thing being built up, because we already have J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson. But there's a difference with that, though. The difference is being that everyone wanted him back, and he fit the role so perfectly. It's one of those like rare occurrences where like one person is almost hard to replace. Like if they're still eligible, the right age range. J.K. Simmons, it fits in that role, and like what's his face? James Earl Jones returning as Mufasa. He's just doing a voice, so that was kind of cool. But if you're gonna do something new, you should be with different actors. So, but I don't know what the percentage I would have set for a Electro, because the article straight up says like he's returning as Electro, but they said our sources say so. But like it's confirmed that he's actually signing like the final negotiations for being in Spider-Man 3. So he's going to be in Spider-Man 3, Jamie Foxx, but we don't know who he's playing. I'm gonna set it at a 30% chance that he's going to be Electro, 70% chance that he's going to actually be someone else. Just because, again, if they do Electro, that's such an odd choice. That's such an odd choice. If you're going to bring back a villain, you're definitely not going to bring back Goblin. You're not going to bring back Rhino, because that was a goddamn catastrophe. I would have brought back Doc Ock, the Lizard. Doctor, I forget the name. I'm a horrible Spider-Man fan. That's what I get. Anyway, but I would have brought back the Lizard. He was such a better villain. I liked him as a villain way more than Electro. Any of the villains in Spider-Man 2 was crap. Amazing Spider-Man 2. And if they do lead up to the Spider-Verse, let me text my buddies because he hasn't been back in a minute. If they are leading to a Spider-Verse, getting Tobey Maguire back, I feel like the guy who played Doc Ock is way too old. Give me a second, guys. You all right? Okay, but yeah, so if they got Doc Ock back, he's a little too old. I feel like they can do like a Venom, maybe, but no. There you are. What's going on, dude?
Sorry, my internet took a shit, dude.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I literally just texted you. I was like, okay, guys, give me a second. I was holding the fort down.
I apologize.
It's all good. Shit happens. No, but I was just saying, like, my predictions on if they're doing a Spider-Verse movie, if they're leading up to it. I said that's my guess is at 25%. And then I had my guess for if Jamie Foxx is actually returning as Electro, and my guess for him being Electro is 30% chance that he is, and 70% chance that he's just being recast, because he is a talent. And if you're
I just don't understand why. If you could give me a legit reason why that villain from all of the Spider-Man movies, that villain's coming back, what the
that's the thing. No one understands
why. He was horrible.
You just told me 20 minutes ago that you liked him.
Electro? No.
You said he was all right. You said he was all right. Yes, you did. You said he was all right.
I didn't like Electro.
Yeah, no, Electro was ass.
I said I liked the Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man movies or whatever. I kind of there's parts of them I like. I
like the Amazing Spider-Man 1. That just gets a lot of crap. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that Spider-Man was being a tool bag. That's one thing, but I liked the route they were going with. I actually liked the Lizard. I was saying I would much have preferred the Lizard. If they were talking about, I was also talking about that. I'm like, how all the Amazing Spider-Man villains were shit except for the Lizard. And I was talking about how Tobey Maguire's like Rogues Gallery are all probably way too old to return for the roles, except for maybe Doc Ock. But like the thing is, I don't know what he's doing. I haven't seen him in much. I mean, you could get what's his face, the guy who played Goblin back, but like that would be a very interesting mix up. You know what I mean? Like what's his face? He's very out there. I love his style.
William Dafoe.
Yeah, I love him. He eats the scenery up. I know some people don't like him.
He chews it up.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. If you like, I know you don't want a Spider-Verse movie, but if you're getting like one member of the Rogues Gallery for each of the Spider-Man movies, or universes, I want Goblin back just so you could go sleep. And then that rooftop scene, I want to see another rooftop scene. Has no purpose, but it's just him just to chew the scenery up.
Say your prayers, Spider-Man.
And it was like Aunt May's fucking praying, and he's like, finish it! Finish it!
Who takes the pictures of Spider-Man?
And that's the one time, like J.K. Simmons, I love him back. I was also saying how I'm glad he's back. Everyone thinks that J. Jonah Jameson is just this total asshole, but he has integrity. So when he's like, who takes the pictures of Spider-Man? He's like, I'm not telling you, because he actually cares about journalism, even though he just has a blind hate for Spider-Man. But that's the one thing that makes him a total asshole, is just the fact that he's angry all the time and he hates Spider-Man. Why does he hate Spider-Man? In the comics, it was something like that. I don't know. There was a legit reason why he hated him, but they never really explored why he hated him in the movies. Like, he just out of nowhere hates him. I guess there's a kind of a comedic charm to that. Maybe because I think in the some of the comics they say it's because Spider-Man's got powers and J. Jonah Jameson does not, and that's like one of the reasons, and that's why he created a Scorpion by accident, making him a villain and all that stuff. But I'm glad he's back. There was a point to why I was saying this. I don't know why. But
bringing in multiple villains from all the Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I'm glad he's back. I would bring back Goblin, and then I would bring back the Lizard. But you're right.
We have the Into the Spider-Verse movie. Why the fuck do we need a live-action one?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I won't love the idea.
Of course,
but you're right.
Do.
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, I know, but like, I definitely agree with you. Do we need it though? Because we're gonna get a cinematic animated universe.
Do you really want your new Spider-Man to now? Like, you don't like time travel, but you really don't. You really think that this is all getting a little convoluted and crazy with all this multitude of multiverse of madness.
The reason why I'm okay with it for now.
Me, they're still trying to sell me on Tom Holland being fucking Spider-Man.
And you
I'm
hate
not
him,
sold.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking sold.
I feel like
those don't feel like Spider-Man movies to me. Those feel like millennial teenage garbage piece of shit movies to me.
Well, to be fair, he is a child.
Words, I don't give a fuck. No, he wasn't. Not even in the comic books he wasn't.
Yes, he was! What are you talking about?
How long was he a fucking kid? A teenager?
Dude, the whole origin of him is he gets as a spider by a spider when he's in high school, and we're trying to see him grow into becoming Spider-Man. I know you want to see a grown-ass Spider-Man, but I want to see a Spider-Man actually grow up and becoming that. I know some people want to fucking skip
I'm an adult.
that.
I'm not interested in that
I know
shit.
you're not. But I'm saying me as a Spider-Man fan, I want to see him grow to be that. I don't want to see him just kind of skip all that shit.
Sam Raimi did a pretty good job.
Dude, that was Spider Dude pretending to be Spider Boy to grow to be Spider Man. That was not Spider Dude. That's not him. That was just 22 Jump Street, 21 Jump Street.
If you were my age when that movie came out, we saw it together, that would be your Spider-Man right now.
I grew up watching that movie. That's what made me into comics.
No, you didn't see it live. You didn't experience no Spider-Man movies before it, and all of a sudden Spider-Man hit us like a ton of bricks. That movie was fucking fun. That movie changed shit, man. It's still being talked about to this day because it changed everything. It made Spider-Man cool again.
And he was never not cool. That's the thing. He was never not cool. He made comic book movies cool.
Top grossing superheroes. He's number 5 or 6. Well, he was back then. Not now, but he was back then. The Holy Trinity still stands as Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. But
Well, in
Now,
DC.
no. Superheroes across the board.
I think it's Superman, Batman,
The
Spider-Man.
most... No, yes, now I think it is Spider-Man. He's on the top 3 now. But he wasn't always. But I'm telling you right now, brother, if we would have watched it like I did with my friends, and I'd have been like, holy shit, this movie rocks, you would have been kissing Tobey Maguire's teeth right now like I am.
You know, I did watch the VHS tape before Spider-Man 2 came out.
To it. I
watched
care.
it.
You didn't see it with all the hype. You didn't see it with all the hype.
I saw it as a kid. There's still a charm to that.
There were no other Spider-Mans until like there was the cartoon, and then there was this. That's it.
I know, but you're just coming in. You're making it sound like he was never popular. He was like the face. He was the face of Marvel. He's still the face of Marvel. He pretty much always has been the face of Marvel. It was never Iron Man. It was never Captain America. People wanted to fucking act like those guys were.
Spider-Man wasn't on that level just yet.
Mainly because he never had a movie. That's the main reason. Because again, it was hard to make comic book movies good because it was always just Batman, Superman, and a lot of them were hit or miss, and that's just the truth. So like, imagine trying to make a Spider-Man movie back in the '80s. Back in the early '90s, it's tough. I mean, did you see the fucking Japanese Spider-Man movie or TV show? Holy crap, that's garbage. If they tried to make a Spider-Man movie like that back in the day, they know that was going to be what it was going to look like. It's easier to make a Superman movie because like it's not swinging mechanics. It's not like there's a lot of things that go into making the swinging look good. It's a lot of CGI. It's a lot of green screening, and a lot of that shit back then was limited. You can put like Superman in front of a blue screen or a green screen at the time. He just literally sits there and floats, and they just kind of tilt the camera and they can make it look half decent because it's not as extreme as a swing. I think it's much harder to make a Spider-Man movie visually look good.
I really do think that if you would have been a young man like I was, when the first movie came out, I think I was 2001. Is that the second one? Or
2001 was when they were marketing it because I think it came out 2002.
Because Spider-Man 2 came out in 2004?
Yeah, 2004, and then Spider-Man 3 came out 2006 or 7.
I just think that if you would have saw it, you'd have been like, oh, these are fucking cool. This is
definitely. I definitely agree that there's going to be like a difference because, you know, audience reaction always, like, there's a glue to that audience reaction. That's why I'm always a defender of theaters, because there's something special about seeing a big blockbuster with people who are just like you, who are there to see something as spectacular as a Spider-Man movie. I agree with that. But like Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire stuff is always in my heart. But A, that shit didn't age well, and B, he did not look like he was in his teens. He looked like he was pushing 30 in a high school.
He looked like Peter Parker, though. He had the short brown hair. The jawline was no like. The jawline does not make Spider-Man Spider-Man. It's all about the person. I will say this. I'm just telling me, dude, if you put a picture of Tom Holland Spider-Man, all the Spider-Mans together, I'm going to tell you right now, Tobey Maguire in the first movie with his fucking glasses on and his fucking hoodie and shit, with his haircut, looks more like fucking Peter Parker than any of them.
But when you think about it, though, that's not what makes Spider-Man
Christopher
Spider-Man.
Reeves looked like a way better Superman than Henry Cavill to me.
Yeah, but does that lessen the experience of Man of Steel, though? Does that lessen the experience? Well, then that's your problem. It doesn't affect it for me. Are you telling a good enough of a story? I do admit
when I look back and I go, God,
that good.
Christopher Reeves was fucking Superman, bro. He looked it to a T.
Yeah, to me,
like he was ripped out of the comic. Dude, you never like the reason why they harp on Christopher Reeves so much is because that man looked like fucking Superman walked out of the comic book. Henry Cavill is just too yoked. Just way too yoked. But then you talk about iterations of him. So like I can't really say like all the Supermans. Like I've watched some Superman comic books where the guys have been like muscles upon muscles upon muscles. But I think a lot of people are trying to get over it because even when I go back and watch, and I have watched the original Superman, like that guy looks like Superman, and you know what? Henry Cavill Superman has not donned the curl He doesn't have a Superman curl.
He did,
You know, and for me,
for very briefly in BVS. Very briefly, though.
that was because the rain was coming down on him.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, very briefly.
That curl means everything to me. That he's always had that, and he did. Like, I love Zack Snyder to a point, because Zack Snyder will go, "Fuck you, I'm doing it my way," and I admire that. But on the same token, he does take things away from his source material because he doesn't like them. And you can tell with the way that Henry Cavill's hair was like in fucking, it was too long for Superman. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I hated it. I hate it to this day. And in BVS, it looked like somebody put a bicycle pump in his ass and pumped it up real quick, and he's all swollen, and it's too big. He's too fucking big. I mean, what the fuck? I just went off. I don't know.
Yeah, I would hate.
I want some fucking comic book
balls.
Accurate shit here for one time. Can we get something comic book accurate?
Okay. I'm gonna bring back. I'm gonna bring this back to your filmmaker side. Okay, because right now you're on the fan side. Would you rather have someone look the part and be a shitty actor, or someone who would actually just be a good actor but has to take a couple leanways away from the comics? Because at the end of the day, looking precisely like a comic book, that's not my fucking main concern when I'm as a viewer or as a filmmaker. That's not my main concern. It's like, can you fucking act like this character? Good. Now go. This is what we want. But I'm not looking for a fucking curl. Like, I would hate to be you. I'm not busting your balls or roasting you or anything like that, but I'm saying I would hate to be you, where I would like see like hairstyles and that would piss me off. Like, it would piss me off if Superman's fucking rolling like a fucking, like, if I saw Superman have fucking braids and shit like that, I'm like,
but to me that's a little thing, dude. You can't even do a little thing.
I don't know, man. To me, it just doesn't matter.
Batman has dude. It's like if someone went Batman and told him no ears.
So does it bother you that Man of Steel doesn't have the underwear? Did you hate the no under ruse?
No, I've actually never liked him. Never liked any of the superheroes in their underpants. Like,
that's comic book accurate. But that's comic book accurate.
Well, if the director can pick and choose what he likes, I as a fan can pick and choose what I like. You fucking cunt.
But yeah, it sounds like you're picking and choosing your fucking battles. You're like, I want comic book accuracy with my hair, but I'm okay with not comic book accuracy with his suit.
Did we get comic book accurate with his suit when it came to the Christopher Reeves? Yeah, we got that. So yeah. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Are we going to get a comic book accurate Batman? No, never. We're never going to get him in gray and blue panties.
That was an era. That was that was the 70s though. Like,
I'm pretty sure the most recognizable era of when people think of Batman. That is the most recognizable image. The gray
that is
and
true.
The blue.
That is true, because like when I was watching cartoons, that was
him for a long time. He was like that from like the late 70s to 2008 or something like that.
When he did a crossover with Scooby Doo, that's what he was wearing. He was like wearing the blue underoos, and we're never gonna get that because it just looks stupid. It looks stupid, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Stupid in live action. You're right. It does.
Yeah, that's why you gotta adapt things. I'm gonna adapt.
Some things have to be adapted for a screenplay and for a cinematic audience. That's not one of the things that needs to be adapted. That's just a fucking.
That's such a minute detail. Choice. I mean, like, because when you think about it, does the hair of Superman dictate his character?
Just think if he had his curl. Yeah, it does. That's a part of it. I
don't care about the curl. I honestly don't care. I think it looks kind of stupid, if I'm gonna be quite honest. But if he had a curl, cool beans. But like, not everyone could pull off a curl. You know why? Because it was drawn. Just because I'm not gonna not hire a dude like a Henry Cavill
why not
because
try?
he can't do
why
a curl.
Not try?
He did try in the rain.
Dude, are you trying to tell me? What do you mean it's hard to do a curl? Go look at Christopher Reeves.
Again, that's one singular person, but not everyone can pull off a curl.
Dude, that guy can get cast anybody they fucking want. They'll hold casting calls for thousands of people. They're gonna fucking find. I know a guy.
Way too much emphasis on the fucking hairstyle. Like, you want a skinny Superman who has a curl on his head.
No, I want a tall, buff, thin-waisted.
Reeves wasn't really buff, though.
No, but he was tall. And I don't get a lot of the height from Henry Cavill. I don't
He's
know. You
pretty
want to know
tall. He's
why?
like 6'4".
He's not 6'4".
He's like 6'2", 6'4". Look up how tall he is. I'm genuinely curious now. I'm
I
genuinely
don't
curious.
care how tall he is. He's not. He doesn't give off that presence. You're trying to
Oh,
tell me he
but
gives
so
off that presence?
okay. So you wanted like if he is actually tall, it doesn't matter because he doesn't feel tall.
Well, it's because of how they shoot him.
Well, then that's the cinematography's fault, not Henry Cavill's fault.
He's 6'1". He's as tall as me.
Oh, boo fucking who! I'm sorry you're not gonna get a 7'2" fucking Superman. I think like I'm glad. I respect your opinion.
The more I sit on it, the more and more I don't. The more and more I'm not a fan of Henry Cavill as Superman.
Oh my god!
I love Man of Steel.
Oh my god!
But BVS. That Superman should have that Superman wasn't very good in BVS.
No, he wasn't. I'll admit that.
I didn't like. I thought they got the emo shit out of the way. But then there's more. Oh my god! I don't know if I can be Superman. Oh fuck me! Because Snyder himself said he doesn't care about the character. You know what I mean? Like everyone wants to kiss Zack Snyder's ass here, guys. But let's just be real. This motherfucker takes the most liberties with the source material than anybody.
I thought you respected him.
I do, to a point, but I'm not going to sit here and say that the man doesn't have faults because I'm not a fucking fanboy. There are times like I was really disappointed with BVS. Is it a good technical? It's a beautiful film, but I watched the whole fucking thing with that look on your face, like somebody just farted. You know, like huh? Like what the fuck? This is where you chose to go with it? Another dark, dreary. But you know how you sit back and you marinate and you go realize, okay, this isn't comic book. This is nothing. This is like a completely alternate universe of fucking superheroes.
Yeah, I don't think about comic book accuracy. I just look for a good movie. That's just me though. That's just me, honestly. I'm not one of those people that like sees a comic book and then like it's got to be comic book accurate.
If you can make a good movie and then integrate some of the comic book accuracies in it, I think that's called talent.
Well, yeah, but like again, like when it comes to the comic book accuracy argument, I'll always go back to the Age of Ultron story. That story was fucking dog shit, and the Age of Ultron movie was nothing like it. And I think it was for the better, to be honest. They just took the title, they took Ultron, and that was the only thing different. Because if they actually did comic book accuracy with the story of Age of Ultron, Ultron wouldn't even showed up. Age of Ultron was only talked about. He wasn't even actually in it. It was basically just Wolverine and Invisible Girl or Invisible Woman just fucking chilling out, shooting the shit in time travel, trying to kill Hank Pym. Yeah, that's a cool movie. Yeah, no, it's not. No, it would not. No, it would not have. Stop fooling yourself because it's in a comic book. Don't fool yourself. It's not a cool story. It's not. It's literally basically two characters.
But you know, Zack Snyder can do that comic book accurate shit, though.
Yeah, he can.
He did it with The Watchmen. Why couldn't we have gotten something like... Zack Snyder should have adapted a graphic novel for DC instead of trying to create a universe. Honestly, I really do think, in fairness.
Yeah, that's different, yeah.
Could he have done like the Dark Knight Returns saga? Oh my God, wouldn't that be great?
Oh yeah, like that would have been like a cool, like a
Zack Snyder's The Dark Knight Returns would have been fucking beautiful. He would have had that source material to use, like he did for Watchmen.
Yeah, because then he wanted to use Batman. They wanted him to do Batman, right? No, he wanted to do Batman, but they wanted him to do Superman.
No, they wanted him. No. Here's how I think it happened. The studio wanted him to put Batman in it.
No, I'm not talking about BVS. I'm talking about early on. I'm talking about like Man of Steel, like right before Man of Steel was made, like before they gave him the reins to make that. I know they wanted him to he wanted them to put Batman in Man of Steel too, therefore changing it to BVS. But I'm talking about like right before he started making DC properties in 2013. Like they wanted him to make Man of Steel. I'm wondering, did he just want to make a Batman movie? Because he seemed to be more excited to make a Batman story arc than he was about Superman.
Yeah, the character of Superman isn't high on his list.
Yeah. And I understand why.
Like, they gave him Batman, so he went crazy with Batman because he likes Batman. He doesn't know what to do with the character. I mean, his origin story after that, like, if you think about his origin story, there's a lot of Krypton shit in there because he's really interested in that shit more than he actually is Superman.
I feel like he made the
Um,
character so much more interesting than the comics. I'm going to be honest, because
I thought
everyone's
he was
version
going
of
in
the
a great
comics is
direction,
fucking horrible.
but I can't say he did a great job because BVS wasn't as good as Man of Steel. There's something fundamentally wrong with
Oh yeah, like
BVS.
he had an arc going
You want
for
to talk
him.
about fucking depressing? Everyone thought Man of Steel was depressing. Fucking BVS is fucking disgustingly depressing.
Yeah,
And to a point where it's not even like enjoy. I don't enjoy watching it. It brings me nothing but dread. Because the whole fucking thing is drab. The whole fucking thing is and Superman dying and like the world doesn't accept Superman yet pissed me off. Like he just saved the fucking planet and the whole world's like, oh fuck you, Superman.
I can understand the
No,
peasantry. No, I'm saying I understand the peasantry because of the him destroying buildings, but he could be like, listen, I just
small
started.
group of people should be not liking him, not the whole world in a small group of people.
But you got to look at
liking
it on an outsider's perspective. I understand why he went with that route, but he should have been more of accepting of his role because we already got that arc in Man of Steel. Like he didn't know if he wanted to be Superman, and in BVS he doesn't know if he wants to be Superman again. He should have accepted his role, but him trying to sway people's opinion, and they finally accept him before the Batman versus Superman fight. And then they finally accept him and take that doomsday. Just take that fucking doomsday crap out of there. That didn't need to be in there. Like it should have been like the first act should have been him winning over the planet Earth. He finally accepts the people. Finally accept him. That's when Batman's like, oh my god, this guy's dangerous. He's manipulative. He's manipulating this planet to like him. And I just see a false god who literally destroyed Metropolis, who destroyed my building, and killed thousands upon thousands of people. This guy's dangerous. And then they do some investigation, and the second act is about Batman investigating Superman, and he finds some dirt on him that he doesn't like, and he's like, I'm gonna stop you. But he doesn't instigate the fight because Superman finds out that he's being investigated, and he's like, dude, piss off. You don't then create some arguments. These two don't need a fucking reason to fight because their ideologies are so different. They're gonna butt heads regardless. It's just how the comics were always like. That's how the cartoons were always like. They're brothers in arms, but they're totally different people, and that's good
Superman
enough.
The only reason why Batman's around is because Superman still respects and he understands that Batman's right. There are some gray fucking areas.
Yeah,
where you need
that brutality.
Not necessarily the brutality of Bruce Wayne. He wasn't really brutal, always brutal, but like there needs to be a guy who's a guy that gets things done and doesn't ask for permission. Just does it. The right thing to do.
Yeah, that's the thing, like you said, Superman respected him. But like early on, like in Superman's career, they don't know each other, so he doesn't respect him yet. He doesn't really go into the full depths of his character, like that he's a necessity, right? So that could have created the conflict, and then after the fight, they're like, "Oh my!" Like he finally realizes, "Oh, this guy, we actually kind of need him. Like we need the Bruce Wayne, we need the Batman, we need all these things," and that's how they become trusting of each other. Like the relationship won't be best friends right off the bat because they're not. I don't even see them as best friends. They're like. They just have the utmost respect for each other, but they're not best friends because Batman doesn't really have best friends. Not really. Because he doesn't really trust anyone, but he has respect.
The closest thing to a best friend that Batman has is Clark Kent.
Yeah, he's the closest thing.
But they're not really. But the closest thing, I mean, if you want to say, like, yeah.
What happened in Justice League? They did that too soon. Like, the whole thing, not the whole death and the rise of Superman. I'm talking about, like, how Batman finally got hope again. They did that completely wrong, but that's the truth. That's what happens when Batman meets Superman. He starts getting hope again. Like, maybe I don't have to do this to the day I die. You know what I mean? And so that's why he starts respecting him. He starts trusting him. And then some bad shit happens. Superman either goes, like, evil. He gets manipulated. He gets mind controlled. And then Batman's
in my in my way of thinking about Batman, Batman's not a strike first guy.
Yeah, he's not. He's
But
like
but the reason why he can beat you is because he's already worried about you striking first and's got 900 plans for it.
yeah.
So he just does his thing and waits for you to come at him. Oh, so this so-and-so villain, it just popped out of nowhere, Master Bruce. We need to deal with it. Oh, I got a contingency plan because I'm fucking Batman. I don't have to worry about that. He's always the guy that has a plan, and it always 2 steps ahead of everybody. He's not a oh, we got to kill Superman right now because
This is a 1% chance.
Right. No. He's going to be the guy who gets the fucking kryptonite and shit. Yeah. And he's like, I got the fucking spear. You go batshit, Clark, and I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Well, let's kill him now because Gotham has made me jaded. Listen. Gotham doesn't make you jaded. Batman's already a psychopath. You're not going to make yourself more of a psychopath by dressing up like a bat, punching and killing other psychopaths. Like, Gotham making you jaded over the years is such a fucking cliche nomenclature. Batman knows exactly what he's doing. He's not ever going to complain about it. In my book, this is what I'm talking about. Batman is a motherfucker, right? He doesn't give an inch. He's not going to stop until the job's done. He's not going to give a fuck what you think. He's not going to retire. He's just going to do the right thing because he's the only man that can do it. He's not going to be cynical going to retirement. He's not going to be like he's a psychopath. He's not a normal person. Bruce Wayne is a psychopath. Sane people don't run around and do that. You know, so it's like seeing that Batman makes me mad. I hope Keaton's Batman is still doing shit. I hope Keaton's Batman is still a motherfucker. That's the only hope I have.
He's got a back brace and everything like that.
He's just like, I've been doing this shit I've been up since 1989. God damn it! I'm not even giving up yet.
He's like 31 fucking years out.
Right.
Right.
Because
I want to see him. I want to see him in a back brace and all this shit. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After I fought the big dude, I snapped my spine a couple times. It hurts. So it hurts when it rains.
Right.
It hurts when it rains.
Storm's coming. My fucking joints hurt. Anyway, he was the only. If you go back to him and Vicky Vale talking in the Batcave in '89, Batman '89.
Yeah.
He kind of says it like, listen, I'm driven to do this. It's something I have to do. He was the only Batman I think that really understood that he wasn't much different than these villains he was facing. He was aware that he was weird and different. And none of the other Batmans ever no one ever once said anything about Christian Bale being like Alfred ever went, hey, you should probably see a doctor. You're probably you're crazy.
Master Wayne, I failed you.
Master Wayne, you want to dress up like a what? Dress up like a what? A what? To beat up who? No.
Yeah, if you want to ground this shit, it should be like a movie of Alfred trying to get him help, and he's like, elevate as a bat. And Alfred's just trying to just take him to a mental institution, trying to take him to Arkham Asylum.
But in my world, Batman knows that Bruce Wayne knows that Batman, he's Batman, and Bruce Wayne is his mask.
Yeah.
So who's Bruce Wayne? Like when you talk about, oh, he wasn't a very good Bruce Wayne. I'm like, no, Bruce Wayne's Batman. Like that's who Bruce Wayne is. When you see him in the Batcave talking shop and shit, that's Bruce Wayne. That's why I love the character so much, man.
This is getting me more excited for the Batman. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really excited.
I hope they do something really different with it because I swear that character is. I mean, there's been so. For me, it's been my moral compass. It's like Batman doesn't break. Batman can't be bought. You can't reason with him. The only thing that you can do to stop the Batman is to stop being a fucking criminal. Yeah,
that's the thing that always made me feel comforting around Batman because he was always the guy. Too. Yeah, he was always the guy you can't corrupt. That's why when in the very rare case that you corrupt Batman, fucking shit's hitting the fan. Like in that Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. That's a horrible title, by the way. That's a fucking big ass title. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. he gets corrupted in that movie. And when I saw him get corrupted, I was like, what? And I nearly shit myself. I'm like, if Batman's corrupted, things are really bad. And then, I'm not going to spoil anything, but then things happen later. I'm like, okay. And then, but like, you're right. He's the incorruptible. Superman can be corrupted. You just gotta kill Lois, and you got Injustice. You gotta like mind control him and all this other shit.
In a way, Clark Kent is way more human than Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and that's crazy
smart.
to think about.
Bruce Wayne is really kind of smart enough to keep people away from him, so he doesn't have weaknesses until the Bat family, and then Joker exploits those constantly.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why the Joker is always going to be a villain. Just like in when it comes to live action media, because he's just the yin to the yang, and like he is his Caesar to Brutus. You can't have like that Shakespearean story without Brutus and Caesar. Like those two are like the pillars. You can't have a Batman story without really introducing the Joker. You know what I mean? Because that's his pinnacle. That's his pinnacle foe. And
right, but you also, I think they're doing a really good thing though. I think you have to establish Batman first.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like
you got to go.
Again,
this
the
is
end of
the
the trilogy.
yin. Now here's the yang.
Yeah.
And it just, dude, I got the bat symbol tattooed on me. It's to me, the character is just unbreakable, and that's kind of how I want to be. Like, you can't corrupt me. You can't come at me with bullshit. I'm not going to drink your Kool-Aid. I'm 100% okay with doing the right thing and standing alone. But I'm also the kind of guy who doesn't wait for anybody to give me the green light. If I see something that's fucked up, I take care of it, and I let the dust settle where after it happens. So,
it's crazy because you say that, and it reminds me a lot of Spider-Man, because like not in the same sense, but he's similar in that sense, because whereas Batman is like he doesn't care because he's like justice first. Everything else comes later. Spider-Man is like, he's kind of like balancing that, but like he always ends up choosing being Spider-Man first and foremost, especially when he's experienced. He always chooses Spider-Man. He loses jobs, he loses relationships over it, but like he always chooses to do the right thing. And like in the Spider-Man game, it's very like apparent when it comes to that. Like he's like, I could save my aunt right here, right now, or I can just let her die in front of me and get the shit, the cure manufactured so he can like cure the city. And you see him like in pain and suffering because he knows it's not the right thing to do. And that's why I kind of like Spider-Man a lot too, because he's my moral compass too. Because it's gonna like, it sucks doing the right thing all the time, but he always chooses the right thing. Especially again when he's experienced, because when he's younger, he doesn't always do the right thing. Sometimes he's selfish. But then he gets consequences for not doing the right thing. Therefore, that's kind of what molds him to becoming the guy that always does the right thing no matter what. And that's how I always see my moral compass. And so that's why I feel like Spider-Man and Batman are like two awesome faces of the DC and Marvel universes, because they're basically one giant moral compass.
Yeah, that's constantly having their moral compass being fucked with.
Exactly, especially with him and Joker. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's something I admire about Spidey is like, he has to be Spider-Man, and he understands that he has these powers to help, and that the right thing to do with these powers is to do something to help.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Just because you have those fucking powers doesn't mean you owe anybody anything, to be honest with you. But it doesn't really mean just because you have superpowers now you have to go save everybody else just because you have superpowers. Who's going to save you? Who's going to worry about you? But here's the thing.
Like that's the thing with them.
You can't. You just. I mean, in all fairness, if he decided to not be Spider-Man, I wouldn't fucking be mad at him.
But he would never like let that go, because again, the whole saying with him is, with great power comes great responsibility. Because he knows if he stops, the muggings are going to come back up, and like someone he could have saved across the street could have been like a doctor who
cured
cancer.
If he stops, maybe those freaks would stop coming out of the woodwork.
I mean, that's the thing with comics, though. When you really think about it, like that's just a writing thing. If you're like writing a hero, you always got to have a villain. You can't have one singular villain coming back.
Right.
So, but
No
like
hero, no villain.
exactly, and
No destruction, no pain, no suffering, no people dying.
So like the whole like him stopping, and then maybe the things
So
come out,
maybe
or then
it's
there's no
selfish.
stories.
Maybe it's selfish for him to go out and save people
Well, again,
because it breeds chaos. It breeds. It's like when they said in Batman Begins, we start carrying automatics, they start shooting us with armor-piercing rounds.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They're, you punch, the next guy's gonna kick. One guy stabs you, the next guy's gonna bring a gun. The next guy brings a bigger gun. So you got Spider-Man stopping all these things, and now you need bigger, better, badder fuckers to stop Spider-Man.
yeah,
And he's causing more problems than he's probably saving.
and at the end of the day, when you really think about it, like that's not his fault directly.
Causality.
Like it's not him the one. He's not the one causing it. Like again, when it comes to Scorpion,
Not indirectly. That's why it's called causality.
Yeah, I know. Like you got J. Jonah Jameson being fucking a jealous prick, so he wants to find someone who can stop Spider-Man. So he gets someone who can be the Scorpion, and so therefore it was J. Jonah Jameson's fault for creating that next big foe, and then hence YZ.
Yes, but if Spider-Man wasn't Spider-Man, would J. Jonah Jameson do that?
No, he wouldn't. But then you also got to look
Okay.
at you got to also look at things like the Lizard. The Lizard wasn't caused directly from or indirectly from Spider-Man. It was just a fucking lab accident. 90% of fucking Spider-Man's rogues gallery are from science experiments gone wrong that had nothing to do with Spider-Man. Some of them were like the cure to cancer. Some of them was just like, oh, let's figure out how to like solve world hunger. Let's create this, and then shit falls on them. Fucking 60s, 70s writing, science gone wrong. There you go. You got a villain. Now you got these villains running around with no Spider-Man. Because, again, those are not causality or directly caused or indirectly caused by Spider-Man. Like, there's still these freak accidents happening. Now you got a yang, but no yin.
Yeah, but couldn't the Avengers take care of that?
But then that's a whole different situation. Now, now you got, like, Iron Man and his rogues gallery causing me directly and all that. This is just a fucking time loop. And then when you think about it, if no one became a hero, if no one became a hero, now we got fucking terrorists out there and shit like
right.
that.
If
It's
you
just
go
a
down the
fucking constant-
spiral, it just fucking tears itself apart.
Yeah, that's why like the whole hero complex and the hero story.
That's how my brain works, man. I go down fucking rabbit holes of dumb shit.
Because like if you look into the world right now, like we have armies and stuff like that, and how do you respond to big armies? You get nukes. How do you respond to nukes? You get bigger nukes, bigger armies, and more nukes. And so it's just, at the end of the day, we're kind of going through that right now. But what happens if no one had armies, right? Then you're like, oh, everything would be fine. Wrong, because then there's going to be that gritty motherfucker who's going to start causing chaos. There's always going to be chaos, and there needs to be someone who needs to fight that chaos. Chaos is always going to be a thing, and balance and good is always going to be a thing. But you need that good to fight the chaos. It's a never-ending battle. That's why heroes need to exist, because villains are always going to exist no matter what.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about cause. Yeah, cause. That's a good point. You're right. But what I'm talking about more or less is causality. Like, did Batman create the Joker because of him being Batman?
That's a good question because
did Batman cause these? And they talked about it in Nolan's verse. The fucking mafia got to a point of desperation that they went to the fucking psychopath. You know why? Because fucking Batman. That's why. And when you sit and think about that, Bruce understood that too. He understood that, and Alfred said it to him. Like, you're playing with fucking fire. You squeezed them, you beat them, you choked them to the point of desperation, and they turned to something they didn't fully understand. It was your fault. And if you think and I'm the kind of guy who goes, when someone brings a problem to me, I go, okay, let's find the source of it. Let's go to the fucking root of the problem. And guess what? Sometimes these superheroes are the root of the problem. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like they are making the problems bigger, but their initial cause was like to stop mobsters,
Well, they
to end the
mean well,
war.
but that doesn't mean bad shit still aren't going to happen.
Yeah, bad shit's always going to happen.
Mean for it to happen.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
but indirectly, because of causality, you have created your own monster.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like at the end of the day, do you like it's again because this is an endless loop. So it begs the question: do you sit there and take the guy who's robbing your fucking store with a stick, or do you want to be saved with the potential to have a bigger problem come up later down the line? You don't know because you don't know if that problem is going to occur in your lifetime or the next lifetime. But you know there's always going to be something that's going to come back up. And
Well,
it's always
going to be
risk and
people
reward.
like if there was a real Batman, there's going to be people saying the same thing I said.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be like and then like all of a sudden Batman was cool, and then all of a sudden here comes a Joker, and everyone's like, oh no, that's Batman's fault. If Batman wasn't here, we wouldn't have no Joker. There was no Joker before that Batman guy showed up.
God damn it!
You know that's how. Right? God damn it! You know that. I mean, that's how they're going to be. And you know what? They're not wrong.
Yeah.
Is it? But yeah. I mean,
Yeah, like people are gonna blame whoever they want because like they're gonna sit there and clap and cheer when it's convenient, but when the second it's inconvenient, they're gonna fucking roast them up. Like listen, if a Batman did show up and a bigger threat showed up because of it, I'm gonna be like, dude, it's not. I'm not gonna fucking sit there and roast his ass up. I'm like, yeah, you did stir the pot, but your intentions were good and you were doing good. It's not like you
but
directly
your good
caused
intentions
it.
are gonna weigh thin on the public. They're gonna weigh thin on the public. They're gonna stop looking at you as a savior and start going, how come every other fucking day we're facing world destruction?
It's true. That's
Like,
why
what
this is why superhero
I'm
hours are
getting,
not a thing.
like that's why they'll never work. It's like it's just that's why they're so superhero-y. It's because in reality we
We'll tear ourselves apart really quick.
No, if there was a Superman running around for real,
oh no,
motherfuckers
Superman
would be scared to death. I'd be terrified.
Yeah, if Superman was real and he was actually like Superman from the comics, the good ones, yeah, we would still be very terrified.
Chances
I would be
are
very
he
terrified.
wouldn't.
I know,
be
but like he
acting
would
like that.
Yeah, he would be a Homelander from The Boys.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
But he's not human.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't have that lust for power as much, necessarily, is why he could be above most of it. But if it was just a normal human being like you or me, and we got Superman superpowers, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be corrupted. I mean, I might go power drunk. I get 8 likes on Twitter, and I fucking do a dance. Can you imagine if I had superpowers?
I would like to think I wouldn't be corruptible.
Oh, me too, but I'm like being fucking realistic here, bro.
Like okay, if I'm gonna be realistic here,
eventually you're gonna eventually
like
we'll
down
turn
the
into
line.
a Homelander.
Yeah, because like again, like the thing with the Dark Knight, either you die the hero or you see yourself long enough to become the villain.
You live long enough to become a villain.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but like I feel like I seriously think I would do good. But then down the line, someone's gonna find my family, find my fucking dog, and I'm gonna go John Wick. Someone's gonna
be like, Martha, and I'm like, what?
Someone's gonna go Martha. I'm gonna snap their fucking neck. I'm like screaming at his dead corpse. What's your son's name? And then but but that's the truth. Like I'm not some fucking world's greatest detective. I don't know how to cover up my tracks that well. I'm gonna forget I have fucking fingerprints.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, webhead, dude. I've been ignoring the chat, man.
I've been kind of like keeping in touch with them.
Webhead says, "Yo, what did I miss? Did you talk about Electro and the Spider-Verse? Yes, we kind of did. Talk about Batman. He says the thing about Batman needs his villains to be sane because in reality, Batman's crazy. Yes, with Spidey, his villains are people who gain powers but don't use them responsibly." They're what Peter would have been if he didn't use his powers for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I know people say why Batman can just kill. Well, if he did, then Gump said you because the villain.
You become the villain.
And he knows it. You got Crisis Batman, basically.
Yeah.
Crisis Batman.
Yeah, because then he's just going around killing superheroes. Like he fucking killed Superman, not because of like the Batman Returns. Because that's what I thought we were getting, like a Batman Returns thing. He's like, so why'd you kill Superman? Because you see the fucking like kryptonite thing in the background. I think it was like a Superman logo or some shit like that, or a tattered cape. And we're like, did he kill Superman? And he's like, yeah, because he's a fucking alien. No other reason. Just because he's an immigrant from a different planet. And that's why he killed him. Not because he went batshit crazy or because he went hungry.
God.
Dude,
poor fucking...
Yeah.
I feel so bad for that actor. Like,
Kevin
that's
Conroy,
the Batman
dude.
that's the Batman you get to pay, Kevin. You should have refused to do that, Kevin Conroy. And I love you, Kevin Conroy, but you
He's
don't
such
sound
a good
like
person.
Batman that... But you don't sound like Batman that much anymore because you're getting older. I love you, though. But,
He's such a good person, dude.
Every other word, I know, but every other word I hear sometimes sounds kind of like "I am vengeance," you know. But I just feel like that he got shafted, man. He should have been able to play a much cooler Batman.
Yeah, and like I feel like if you're gonna get Kevin Conroy, you should have given him a bigger role. They gave
Put
Brandon
that
Routh
fucker in the cow. He deserved it.
Yeah, he did, dude. Like, that would have been so cool. Like, I think it would have been much more interesting if he did do the Batman Returns scenario, but he actually had to kill Superman because he went power drunk.
Well,
I think
they
that would
couldn't
have
put him in the cow, could they?
Well, like he was in like
no, on the CW they can't put him in the they can't do the Batman in the CW. Fox owns the rights.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was about to say. So there's a reason why we're not getting a Batman show, and that was the reason. Fox owns the TV rights,
Fox
right?
or Disney actually owns the
How's that
TV
work? Whoa, hold up! That you just brought up a fucking crazy thing.
I don't
Disney
know
owns-
if Warner Brothers got it back or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that's a good point.
They did for a time. Fox owned the television rights to Batman. And I don't know what happened during the buyout. I really don't.
Yeah, that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to look into because that'll be so.
Do you know anything about that shit? Our go-to, if you guys haven't, go to Webhead's channel. It's called The Amazing Webhead. He's a great dude. Check out his content. He supports the show a lot, and he's good friends with me and Gump. Great, upstanding guy. Just had a birthday. We go to him for our shit, and he deserves to get called out because he does a great job.
Yeah, like So that's crazy to think about because if this is the truth, like hypothetically speaking, all the rights of Fox, every single thing went to Disney.
I don't know,
that would be so
right.
weird. Yeah, it doesn't seem right because would that revert back to them because that was a previous contract? I'm not a businessman. That might have reverted back to Warner Brothers.
You're
because
not?
I know, right? Go figure. A guy who dresses in fucking shorts all goddamn day is not a businessman. Go figure. But no, like. If it didn't revert back to them, it would be so weird because that means technically Disney Plus can have a Batman show.
All right, let's see what Webhead says. Okay. Webhead said there is a rumor from somewhere that CW is in talks for a Batman show. It's probably We Got You Covered shit.
That's fucking hilarious. We were talking about that in the beginning of the podcast, so it's funny that you brought them up. That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We Got This Covered is a fucking joke of a journalism website. It's clownish. I'll look into it definitely.
Dude,
I'll let you know.
Overdue for a Batman television show.
Dude, we really are. That Gotham shit, get the fuck out of here.
How in the fuck have we not had one?
I know. We had a Superman one for fuck's sake. Let's see one.
We had Smallville, Lois and Clark.
Now we're getting Lois and Superman, or Superman and Lois. We're getting
Superman
that one now.
and Lois, and they have boys. They have sons.
Yeah. Because that was when in Supergirl, they needed a reason for Superman to leave so Supergirl could take basically responsibility for everything. He's like, yeah, I want to leave because guess what? You've just beat me in a fight again. My wife is pregnant, and the world doesn't need Superman because it's got Supergirl, and then flew away to Argo. Yeah. Give Chris a minute to process. It's fucking bullshit. She beat him 3 times. And then basically 3 different times.
She beat her Earth Superman how many times?
3 times.
Okay, I'm done.
And then, like, and every single time, he basically bends the knee to her. the Earth doesn't need Superman because it's got Supergirl. Oh my God, you're so much stronger than me. I'm like, what? What? Like, first off, let's get this straight. Let's get this out of the way. That is not Supergirl from the comics. We already talked about comic book accurate, okay? I said that I don't care about the look as long as you get the character down. That's not the character from the comic books. You're getting some fucking washed down feminine Superman shit going on. That Supergirl is an aggressive person. She has anger.
Is her name Kara Zor-El?
Kara Zor-El. Yeah, she's angry. In the comics, she's angry.
No, in the show, I've never actually seen a fucking single second of that show.
No, that's her. So her name is Kara. It's Kara.
So how is she stronger than Superman? When did she realize she had powers? Has she always had powers?
She knew she always had powers, but she showed up to Earth by the time she showed up to Earth, Superman was already an adult. So she's technically in this world. It looks like she's only when they're full-grown adults, she looks like she's about 5 years younger, but in reality, she's supposed to be 15, 20 years younger. But whatever. Beside the point, she shows up. So
I'm just saying. Was she born there?
No.
Then why did Superman come to her the second that she came from Krypton?
I forget what the reason was in the show. I know in the comics, Superman found out very early on. The second he saw the pod fly down, he's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then that's how he found her.
Yeah,
in the
and
comics.
then he lets his mom and
then he lets
raise her. Right.
Yeah, he lets her his parents raise her. And there's a point in the comics where when she starts getting really angry, because again, that's her character. She's very resentive because the one thing she was supposed to do was to raise Clark. And she can't do that anymore. She knew Krypton. She was raised in Krypton. So she's very angry. She's an angsty teenager who saw her family basically fucking die. Their one wish she can't do. So of course she's a little pissy about it. So Superman takes her to Themyscira, where Wonder Woman's at, the trainer, because if she goes training to anybody else, she's gonna kill somebody. So she basically trains with the Amazonians, and the Amazonians start whipping her ass into shape because she's a fucking bitch who needs to get whipped into shape. But in the TV show, she's just washed down Superman, who's actually better than Superman in every single way. Morality speaking, mental capacity speaking, strength capacity. It's a fucking joke. It's a clown.
Who made her suit?
Argus or Argo. Some fucking secret
Is her
alien.
suit Kryptonian?
Nope, not that I think of. Because if I remember correctly, they replicated the suit to look like it was like she was cousins with Superman, because she is obviously. But
she didn't know she was the cousin yet?
No, she knew. She knew at some point Superman stopped by, but we never saw him. But apparently he stopped by when she was being raised up. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't remember because I don't fucking care. The show's awful. People say Batwoman's awful. If you think Batwoman's awful, Supergirl, in my opinion, is much worse. Much worse.
Yikes. Really?
That's how I see it. I think as Wonder Woman, not Wonder Woman, Batwoman as tolerable compared to Supergirl. It's awful.
Webhead says, I think DC should get the TV rights back for Batman.
Don't give it to CW though. Put it on HBO Max. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Right, he says, I think all the CW shows, minus Flash and the new Superman show, are getting canceled due to HBO Max.
Supergirl's getting canceled, by the way.
What are they going to do? The CW has been living off of the CW-verse forever.
Since 2012.
Name another show on the CW that is not a superhero show.
iZombie. No, wait. There's a zombie CSI show. There's
iZombie.
iZombie. Okay. There's Supernatural. That's actually ending right now because that was their crutch for a while, but that's ending this year too. Well, they just got done finishing the last 2 episodes. So after those last 5 episodes air on television, that show's done, and that's been going on for 15 fucking seasons. They had that show for the last They had that for the last 10 years. When that show's gone, they got basically iZombie, and a couple other things that are like reality TV. It's fucking garbage. Their program is awful. After the CW universe with Flash and them, then once that's done, they're fucked. They got nothing. And I think it's time to close the doors because HBO Max actually seems to actually have a good head on their shoulders, and they know how to like hire good writers and people who actually care about the property. From again, just based off their HBO original television and films, they know what the fuck to do. I'm gonna wait, like hold off judgment until we see the Green Lantern show, because you know me by now, Chris. I love Green Lantern, and if they do my fucking dude dirty, if they do him dirty, and they don't do like a space.
I have way more. What's the word? God damn it.
Trust, respect.
Yeah, I have way more trust in HBO Max to do Green Lantern.
Yeah,
better.
because I think the way to go is have limited amount of episodes. Don't do that 23, 22 episode shit. Shrink that shit down so you can focus on the visuals a lot better. Like I'll say at max 13. Max out at 13 episodes. Tell what you kind of story you need to do. Have each episode be like an hour, like hour-ish long, so you can have the characters breathe. So you're not resorting to a formula like all the fucking CW shit was. I love my cop shows. I do. Like I like the formula. It's very easy. There's a charm to cop shows. But when all my superhero shows are doing that formula, it's fucking tiring. I don't want to see 17 different cop show formulas in my.
Well, that's what the CW was doing, just soap operas with different.
Yeah, with different spandex and different abilities.
Right, just different suits. Right, yeah.
It's awful.
This is soap opera shows.
Yeah, I want to focus on the characters and the lore, because these characters have one of the richest backstories ever. You have so much character development.
Okay, the webhead said season 1 and 2 of Flash was good, and the only reason why it was good is because we look at the time it came out.
Flash season 1 came out 2015 it came out, because I know it came out season 2 or 3 of Arrow. So it was 2015, 2016. So yeah, right before this shit became oversaturated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You say it.
I knew it was stupid. The Arrow look. The second I saw an episode of Arrow, I'm like, oh, this is shit. The second I saw an episode of The Flash, this is shit. They're going down a formulaic sitcom, fucking soap opera route to it. And for me, the quippy one-liners and the stupid little flutes with it was a little like. It was very tropey, and it was very over-the-top acting, and I'm like,
yeah, you're right, but like,
and it wasn't good. Like, I'm sorry, Sam Amiel or whatever the hell his name, whatever, the Green Lantern, Green Arrow dude, he can't act.
Yeah, John Diggle.
He's horrible.
Yeah, and they're trying to make John Diggle, who's never been the Green Lantern in the comics, they're making him Green Lantern because they just can't. But whatever. That's beside the point.
No, they're not, because he's not going to be a Green Lantern.
Yes, it is.
Because they're not making that move. No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be Green Lantern in the Superman and Lois show, or Lois and Superman. He's going to be the sidekick, if you will. They're going to treat him like a side character, like how Martian Manhunter is in Supergirl, but he only looks like Martian.
CW, you are not doing fucking Green Lantern.
I think
no,
Greg Berlanti is doing Green Lantern, who did the CW shows. No, I don't think that's the case. I don't think so. If you're talking about HBO, the HBO Green Lantern stuff, I don't think that's the case.
No, I heard that too. I heard that too.
So is he the one that's scripted?
I didn't hear confirmation, though, Webhead. I didn't get any confo on that.
Okay, I'm going to have to look into that, because if that's the case, hopefully he was just treated as like a side bitch and they never really listened to him. Because you should judge people off their previous work, obviously, but we will never get the full story. Like, how much power did this guy actually have? I don't know what his position was.
The CW made him write that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we don't know. So I'm a little pessimistic right now. I'm a little hesitant, but I will say that I still have faith, because HBO has put out good work. They did good work on the the Game of Thrones. But to be fair, that is because they had great books to work off of, and the second they stopped having the books to work off of, the show became absolute shit. I know. Oh, wait, Amazon Prime's making that. I forgot about that. Amazon, the Amazon network is going to be making.
Oh wait, that was Lord of the Rings. I just did Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you did. No, but dude, you brought up a good point. That's going to be the next. They're trying to make that the next Game of Thrones, dude. Like the budget for that show is like $700 million.
What?
Yeah, it's like some absurd amount. It's like some absurd amount because they're trying to make it like this big spectacle. It's some ridiculous figure. It's some ridiculous figure. It's been a while since I heard about it, so I could be wrong. It could be $200 million, $300 million. But it's in the hundreds of millions. The show budget's in the hundreds of millions of dollars because they're going all in on this fucking Lord of the Rings prequel. It's going to be like a couple thousand years before the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
But that's what they're focusing on. It's going to be on focusing on the actual ring and stuff like that, like the forging of it or some shit like that. I don't remember, but that's something they're going to be focusing on. How do you feel about Jamie Foxx accidentally spoiled being the? Okay, let's get this out of the way. He did not say that.
Quick getting Tourette's.
He did not say that. Let's get that out of the way. He did not say that. If you're talking about Jamie Foxx being in Spider-Man 3 as Electro, let's get this out of the way. He never confirmed anything. I read the article. He basically said that he's in final negotiations to be in Spider-Man 3, but we don't know if he's actually being Electro. We don't know.
You sure about that?
How
do you feel about Jamie Foxx?
That's what I was just referring to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know. Hollywood Reporter said our sources say, so it could be true, but then it begs the question: why Electro? I would like to think that Marvel and Sony have some fucking brain cells in that fucking noggin that's not just filled with billions of dollars worth of cash, right? I would like to think they have the processing power that no one liked Electro.
No, he confirmed it on his Instagram.
When? Hey, hold up. I'm going to Instagram.
Webhead, out of all the fucking Spider-Man villains we could do this with, why fucking Gap-Tooth Electro?
Gap-Tooth Electro. I like how the electricity fixes teeth.
right. Why? Soul of the fire, Mr. Fire, get your fire, picture fire.
Don't torture yourself, don't torture.
I'm gonna cut myself. Why though, Webhead?
Jamie.
Oh, he said, yesterday, but he deleted it.
He deleted it?
Somebody had to have screenshot that.
Okay, I'm looking that up really quick. But yeah, Electro. I always wanted to see Electro in a live-action Spider-Man movie. Then when he got it, then I'm like, wow, thank you. The reason why I wanted Electro in the movies is not because he's a cool character. Let's be honest here. 85% of the rogues gallery of Spider-Man is total dog shit. They're just characters that had accidents and they got powers. Electro is one of those characters, but I wanted to see Spider-Man go against an Electro just because, I want to see something with pew powers. I want to see something flashy. You know what I mean? Jamie Foxx, Insta.
According to the amazing Webhead, he had then posted a fan-made Spider-Verse poster, which he also deleted.
Okay, let's see. Wait, what source is this? I don't want to read it if it's a fucking fake source. Because I want to look into this. That is okay. I don't trust them. Cinema Blend. I'll trust them for now. They're good, but not great. Yesterday, some positively electric news. Wow, that's terrible. Jamie Foxx, who previously played Electro in 2014's The Amazing Spider-Man 2, will reprise the shocking villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe third Spider-Man movie, informally known for now as Spider-Man 3, while sometimes reports such as these don't end up panning out. In this case, the news has been officially confirmed by Jamie Foxx himself. And then now deleted Instagram post, Jamie Foxx now not only stated that he will be indeed filling Electro's shotgun shoes again, he also shared one key way he's returning to the role will differ from when he last played it. Tell Spidey, let's run it back. Super excited to be part of the new Marvel Spider-Man new installment. Can't wait for y'all to check out the new one. And I won't be blue in this one, but 1,000% badass. So it seems like it's not a cinema. It's not going to be a multiverse. It seems like they're just going with a whole different take.
So they're just okay. That's even more confusing. So like they're bringing him back to play the role that he played previously in another universe that doesn't exist, and we're going to just forget that he played that Electro. Oh, he's going to play this Electro as well.
Because then that begs the question though. They did the same thing with J.K. Simmons, but the difference is J.K. Simmons was beloved. So. Okay, I have a couple things.
I mean, Jamie Foxx is a good actor.
Don't
get me wrong.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
I'm not shitting on Jamie Foxx. I'm shitting on his character. I didn't like it.
Okay, so I have a couple emotions running through my head. One, I'm glad it's not going to be...
You're a fraud, Spider-Man!
Oh, because he was not getting the attention.
No, remember when he's like he said like he was not going to give him his blood, and Spider-Man like told Harry he's not going to give him his blood.
Yes,
and he's like, "You're
a Spider-Man." Do you want to talk about comic book accurate? Sadly, that's very comic book accurate. That's very.
Harry was a yeah.
That was not very good. But so let's get a couple things out of the way. One, I'm glad it's not 2014's Electro. Two, you're right. It is confusing, but I will say I'm interested, mainly because he is a good actor, but it's still not a great decision. It's not. You got to separate yourself from that movie. J.K. Simmons is acceptable because it's the same thing as the what's his face? Fuck, I said it earlier in the podcast. It's okay for James Earl Jones. He played Mufasa in the animated movie, but it's cool for him to come back for the live action one. You know why? Because he did such an iconic role. Even though I'm not going to watch that movie, the live action one, but it makes sense to bring him back. You know why? Because he's such an iconic role. If you're restarting Star Wars, right? Not saying that it will, but like
Jamie
you're going to bring.
Foxx wasn't an iconic fucking.
I know
villain.
that's what I'm saying. That's what the point I'm trying to make. Like J.K. Simmons was iconic in those original movies. Jamie Foxx is not
call him
iconic.
J. Jonah Simmons. That's what I call him.
J. Jonah Simmons.
Yeah.
Look at my Twitter. Okay. It's gonna take me a minute.
What's up, Kenzie?
What's up, Kenz? But no, you're right. It's such an odd decision. There better be a good fucking reason. There's got to be. Like again, you're right.
He's just a good actor. I get it. If he's available, maybe and he's gonna play he's gonna play Electro again, and he's gonna get another chance. I don't know.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Wait,
I could care less, to be quite honest.
Okay, let's see. Include it in Jamie Foxx's Electro confirmation. Wow. So hold up. So they are confirming the multiverse? Okay, look at the stream really quick, if you can.
What do you mean at the stream?
Like look at the podcast really quick.
Why? What's up?
Just look at the podcast.
I'm like 10 minutes behind you.
Okay, I'll text it to you. But anyway, I'll try to describe it to you really quick. It looks like the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse animated movie with a giant lightning strike coming up, and you see in the clouds, you see Electro's face. And you see...
So he's going to be Electro in the Into the Spider-Man movie, not into the MCU.
He said the MCU. He said Spider-Man 3, but it's confusing.
Jamie Foxx didn't say Spider-Man 3. You read the whole thing.
Give me a second. I got to message this to you.
What was his direct quote? He's coming back to play the voice of Electro.
Hold up. I'm trying to do 5 fucking things!
No, I'm talking out loud! Shut the fuck up and do your thing!
Okay, continue.
We were bitching about him actually being live action. He's not live action.
That's not what the quote said.
Clever. Ici, you souris, ma chérie tombe en fortu.
Okay, I'll read the article again. Well, his direct quote. Tell Spidey, let's run it back. Super excited to be part of the new Marvel Spider-Man new installment. Can't wait for y'all to check out this new one. And I won't be blue in this one, but it's 1,000% badass. While in the lecture, I'm trying to find.
Did he say MCU?
The direct quote did not. Your good point. That's a good point. Tell Spidey, let's run it back. Super excited to be part of the new Marvel Spider-Man. Well, that's a direct quote. Super excited to be part of the new Marvel Spider-Man new installment. Can't wait for y'all to check out this new one. And I won't be blue in this one, but it's 1,000% badass. But that's weird because in the picture, it's also him being blue. So it could be just something cool that he cooked up when you think about it. It could be something that he cooked up.
He said, I heard that poster was fake.
He's in
that
Spider-Man
poster's
3.
fan made. That's not real.
Yeah,
that could be. He's in Spider-Man 3. There's no confirmation that he's in Tom Holland's Spider-Man Go Home.
Let me look at the rest of the article really quick.
Dude, I coined that hashtag Spider-Man Go Home. You cannot use that.
You're probably not the first person to come up with that.
Fuck you! Shut up.
I'm trying to see for more direct quotes.
No, I want confirmation that he's in Spider-Man Go Home. Because I haven't. Everyone said, "Oh, he is in Spider-Man 3." That nothing says he's confirmed it until Kevin Feige fucking tells me. Y'all can kiss my. You can kiss my taint. You got me all hyped, and now I'm pissed because I feel like I went down the hype bullshit train. Like we're all jumping to conclusions, and we need to take a chill.
Yeah, and
Jamie Foxx started some shit. That's for sure.
I'm trying. Let me find a different article really quick. Entertainment Tonight. No, that's not happening. Let's go to the news. Showbiz cheat sheet. Yeah, fuck out of here. Epic Stream Cinema Blend. That's where we just checked. Just Nerd console. We got discovered. No, but let's, like Chris said, let's hold off any thoughts of him being in the MCU. Because Cinema Blend, like I said, is a decent source, but they're not great. They're not great. Until I didn't hear this from Variety. I didn't hear this from Hollywood Reporter. I didn't hear this from Forbes. Until I hear from those big three, I do not care.
I'm saying it's weird how he confirmed he's coming back, but then he posted this fan-made poster of him and 3 live-action Spideys. But you deleted it. I didn't see 3 live-action Spideys. I saw 1 Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man, Tom Holland, and Tobey Maguire. That's what it looks like to me in that picture.
Let me look at the picture again.
Because why does one have the Spidey sense thingy from Into the Spider-Verse if that's a live action?
That looks like Miles, but in the Spider-Man suit. That's weird.
It's not Miles. I don't know. Maybe it is Miles, but in the actual Spider-Man suit.
Hey, this is weird. They don't look they don't. Okay, the middle one looks like it's Tobey Maguire's. Though on the right, that doesn't look like Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland.
No, Andrew Garfield is the one on the right. On the left. That's his Spider-Man logo.
Okay.
The long Spidey.
Okay. This could be
Tom Holland is the one with the Spidey sense. That's his black outlined from his suit. And the middle one is Tobey Maguire. Okay, I apologize.
Okay, so it's just very weirdly drawn. I would say that it's very weirdly drawn.
I had to zoom in.
Yeah, like looking closer, right? If you look at the suit specifically, because Andrew Garfield's suit looked like that
little
too.
Details.
Yeah, but wait, no, the middle one that's not Andrew Garfield's suit. The Andrew Garfield's suit in this Amazing Spider-Man 2 had a smaller spider. He had the traditional spider.
No, the middle one is Toby. The left one is fucking Andrew.
No,
you said.
I thought you said the. No, wait.
Look at the suits.
I thought you said the left one was Toby.
Left one is Andrew.
Let me look up Andrew's suit. really quick. Andrew.
His back
Spidey's
Spidey
suit.
from the first movie. His back Spidey. His legs were all really long and pointy.
Spidey 1. Okay, images.
I'm almost certain. Tom
No, I
Holland
believe you. I'm
on the
trying
right.
to look. I'm trying to look.
Toby in the middle.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
certain.
Okay. Yeah, I was just looking, but we still gotta
Yeah.
take this with a grain of
That's
salt.
a badass poster, though. God damn, I
Yeah,
love
like
it.
that is badass, but it still
Dude,
begs
I'm
the question.
saving that.
Middle is Toby, left is Andrew, and right is Spider-Sense is Tom. Okay, but we still gotta wait. I'm excited too. I would like this to be cool and to be real, but like you still got to think about it. Look at the poster. Look at the poster. He said he's not going to be blue in the direct quote, but in the poster he's blue. So
But how does the guy who made the poster know anything about it?
No,
He didn't know
I
that.
know. I'm just saying this could be like you can't take this like seriously, this poster, because we don't know if all three of them is. I'm just saying. I'm just telling them like you can't take it seriously because you could say, oh, but all three of them are in there, but he's also not. He's blue, but in the quote he said he's not going to be blue, and that's literally the entire article is him not being blue. So therefore, it's not going to be the same Spider-Man. So you got to think, like, what part of this is real and what part of it is not? What part of it is he actually teasing? Like, I think it would be fucking badass. Like, honestly, this is just me as a Spider-Man fan to see 3 live-action Spider-Men fighting together. That's badass. And I don't know, man. I
Dude,
think
I'm
that was
not
really
gonna
good.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm starting to get a little hyped.
Yeah, but apparently the person who made the poster worked for Marvel.
Dude, you know what my problem is? I'm a visual guy. So as soon as you start showing me what you think what you're talking about, I can get behind it now. For some reason,
Okay,
now
so
I saw that poster.
Yeah,
And
because
now I'm thinking, oh, what if like an epic scene of them all flinging and swinging around? That would be fucking awesome.
So like the concept, when you hear the concept, you're like, no, that's stupid. Then you hear,
I
then you
need
see the visual.
visuals.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like I always thought of it like being like something really cool, but like again, Toby needs to fall on his back. He'd go, oh, my back. But again, wait until later because right now, like Chris said, the direct quote didn't really say much. He just said he's basically returning as Electro. That confirms it. That the direct quote says he's coming back as Electro.
Could Electro be like the big bad villain that pulls them all together?
I don't know. Electro was never that much of a threat. He's always been dangerous, especially to an inexperienced Spider-Man. Because an experienced Spider-Man always adds insulation to his suit. But like younger Spider-Man doesn't.
Time out.
Okay.
The third Spider-Man movie is going to have something to do with multi-dimensions? I thought that was a Doctor...
No.
Whatever, don't correct me.
So this is why I'm theorizing. This is what I wanted to talk about earlier. And then we got sidetracked with Batman and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The multiverse of madness. What the theory is, from what I've heard, the theory going around is that the fact that this is going to be like a quote unquote like threat that seeps around the MCU, but it kind of like affects each individual movie in its own sense. Like so like there's some multiverse shit going on, and Doctor Strange is going to be the forefront of that, and then shit's going to seep out. Even though Doctor Strange is coming out after Spider-Man 3, apparently. The multiverse in Spider-Man 3 could be the starting point. Like, oh, shit's going down. Doctor Strange's like, okay, there was a fucking multiverse, like adhesion that happened in like Brooklyn. I gotta look into this, and that's when like Scarlet Witch. And apparently, the theory going around is that it all revolves around Scarlet Witch, because she has the ability. She's very fucking powerful, super powerful. So she has the ability to like do something like that like kind of break the multiverse, because apparently when she brings back Vision, it creates this rupture or some shit like that. The consequences, with the consequences with Endgame on top of the consequences with Scarlet Witch bringing back Vision, there's some shit that's going on. And then the trailer being very obscure for WandaVision. There could be some multiverse shit that's going down. So I'm thinking maybe like this whole phase 5 that we're in now? Phase 5 might be some like multiversal shit that's going down. If that's the case, and they actually have a plan, and it might be its own isolated incident, I think that would be kind of cool. I think it could be cool, and then you can get.
Says the guy who doesn't like time travel, but you're okay
no,
with
but
multiple
no.
universes.
The thing is, because it's a direct consequence. It's a consequence to time travel. That's what I'm thinking. And it's also how you use it. I don't like time travel when it's used to fix a problem that you created like 17 movies ago. If the movie's solely about time travel, I'm okay with it.
Oh no, I was just giving you shit. Yeah, I got.
Yeah,
I understand. I was just giving you shit.
I know you are. Just fucking fly.
I don't. You know what? I'm not against that. It's curious. It's intriguing. Do they have the balls? I don't know. I wasn't very happy with Captain Marvel when it came out. I wasn't very happy with Endgame. I feel like the direction was going very SJW, politics, Mary Sue's, things happening just because. They'll just accept it. We can get a little lackadaisical. If they don't come back with me with some fucking next level, we've been thinking about this since Iron Man 2 level of preparedness that we got from the first Iron Man till Endgame. Like, you knew that Marvel had a plan and it worked. They're sticking with the formula, right? And if we just get some convoluted dumb shit that's watered down version so they can just easily pick up their money, if they stop caring about the fans, if they don't put any thought into this shit, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
That's why I'm thinking that
DC is right there, man, and they're kicking some ass right now.
That's why I'm thinking, like, with the MCU, everything they do from now on needs to like have some severe consequences. That's why if this whole multiverse shit is a connection between Scarlet Witch and the time travel shit that they did in Endgame, that's a direct consequence, and that's why the multiverse is cracking down. I will have a little bit more respect for Endgame. Not a lot, because guess what? Endgame as a whole, as a movie on its own, still kind of crap. But I won't harp on the time travel as much, if you know what I mean, because it just came, like, it felt too clean. They didn't fix everything. Like, you know how, like, the ancient ones sitting there talking about, like, you got to make sure everything's back to normal, or you're going to create different timelines and shit like that. Right there, the second they time traveled, they created a multiverse. Right then and there. So maybe that's what kind of weakened their universe already. And then, because they killed Thanos they killed the 2014 Thanos. So therefore, there's an event where, guess what? Spider-Man is not affected by, like, certain things. Like Peter Parker, before he gets bit, there's 2 years of him where, like, certain things don't happen because guess what? Thanos 2014 was dead. You know what I mean? There's things that could change, alter, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting lost.
No, Captain America had a throwaway line, but it was there in Endgame. It's in not Captain America, Tony, when he's picking Cap up out of the rubble when Thanos' ship came through the time thing, which is very convenient. Do you ever think to yourself, like, she just went and gave that USB drive to him, and, like, all of a sudden they know about quantum entanglement. And it just pops up. It's just fucking out of nowhere, and that little tiny thing becomes, hey, wait, what the fuck ever. But he says, like, when you mess with time, it tends to mess back, and Cap's like, what? And Tony goes, you'll see.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that, if that's the case, and that's why the multiverse is shattering, and why we're getting things like this. Again, assuming that he's actually in the live action stuff.
It really wasn't time travel. I hate to tell you, quantum levels work. The quantum.
It's basically time travel. Technically, it's not.
They're going to other universes at other points in those universes' time frames. Technically, it's not time travel. Okay, but whatever. Okay, my name's Dr. Douchebag, and let me tell you something right here, right now. It wasn't time
quantum
travel,
physics and
right? Quantum
goddamn
physics. You refer to it as spooky mechanics, because when shit goes down in the fucking quantum realm, things go all fucking haywire. Nobody understands goddamn shite. It's the truth.
It would explain Kane the Conqueror, LOL. He better not be a main villain in Ant-Man 3.
He's a multiverse villain, though.
Yeah, exactly. So what if he's like the next, like he's going to be the next Avengers threat or the next Thanos? He better be teased.
No, here's what I don't
Teased.
want. Here's what I don't want. I don't want the
Okay.
next Thanos. They need to do something different.
Okay, that's fair. You're right. They do need something different.
We deserve something fucking not formulaic to the originals.
Yeah.
If they start giving us that, me and you both know that means they give up. They need to do something better. They need to choose something. They need to find these. No, these days of doing it that way need to come. They need to be different. This isn't a comic book. We're not going to accept that shit.
But yeah, but like, yeah, he better not be a main villain in Ant-Man 3 because.
No, if they're teasing another, if they do this shit like they tease Thanos, I'm fucking done.
But dude, I don't want to see Ant-Man take down Kang the Conqueror. He's too big of a villain for a fucking Ant-Man to take down. He's too big.
Listen, I think it starts with Kane, and it starts with the quantum realm and Kane. Like, they realize what they did with the quantum realm, that they fucked up, and that there's a guy called Kane the Conqueror down there or whatever, and he's come through the quantum realm because we allowed it to happen due to the snap and all the kind of bullshit. And Ant-Man doesn't go up against him necessarily, but it introduces that.
Oh, so you're saying he's like pulling the strings, but that's still like Thanos.
Not pulling the strings.
Then what are you talking about?
I wasn't fucking done. That's why you just jumped. Okay. Kane is introduced, like maybe like a one-off, or he's at a post-credit, or he's hinted at. I don't think he's going to be the villain. He's too big of a character. He's too big of a character. I think. I don't think there's going to be a villain per se in Ant-Man 3. There's going to be this Kane the Conqueror guy, and the link is going to be because of the fucking name is Ant-Man, the Wasp's mom, whatever her fucker name is.
Yeah, I don't remember. I watched the movie once or twice, and I gave up.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, yeah, there's this guy down there in the quantum realm, and she's gonna be talking about it. She's the linchpin. She's been down there. Just like Kevin Feige himself said, there's whole worlds, there's whole civilizations down there in the quantum realm. So she's gonna be there, like, yeah, I was down there, and here's what I know from the quantum realm, and then that's how it's gonna start the multitude of fucking multiverse shit, whatever. Of madness.
But then that also begs the question because they're teasing. They're teasing.
I'm not begging shit. Yeah.
But they tease Thanos too.
I don't know if it's like they tease him. It's more or less like he's there. I don't know. I'm not. Marvel doesn't pay me to sit here and fucking think about their plot holes, dude.
Oh, it's not a plot hole, but you're saying that you don't want another Thanos-like thing.
No, I don't.
But it sounds like it's coming off very Thanos-like, where he's always been there. But
either that, or he's coming and he's the villain, and they have to take him down, and we're going to be really pissed off.
Yeah, so
those are the two scenarios.
Yeah, and
it doesn't make any other sense the other way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, if they tease him, it's like Thanos. But if they take him down and he's actually the villain in Ant-Man 3, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, okay, it would explain why King the Conqueror. Yes, King the Conqueror is different. He is a relative of the Fantastic Four.
Well, Mr. Fantastic.
There's a council of Kangs from the multiverse.
Oh, I thought it was just the Council of Reeds. That's interesting.
The Council of the Reeds and the Council of Kang are the same. Kangs are the same. It's the same thing, right?
No, it's not. Council of Reeds is something completely different because they were trying to. The Council of Reeds was trying to find the solution to all the universe's problems. So they created this Council of Reeds, and they were if you wanted to be part of the Council of Reeds.
Okay. I remember this now. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, but
it was a whole fucking ordeal.
Yeah, it's a whole ordeal, and then they end up getting fucking axed off, like literally. It was kind of cool to see though, because you see some Reed Richards out there who had like the power of Johnny Storm, who had the power of the Thing. Some of them had different powers entirely. I'm like, that's kind of a cool little scenario.
It was neat. I remember that. Comics Explained does a
great job of that. Yeah, exactly. The thing with Kang is he can mess up the Avengers from different time periods. He's that tough. LOL. He's a very powerful villain. That's why I'm thinking that you can't have Ant-Man and the Wasp beat him.
No, I mean they unleashed the Kangs
Yeah, like
into the multiverse. Like
maybe
I like that
exactly.
idea.
Like
And the Inhumans
again,
get involved.
cause effect. Well, they're not touching the Inhumans with a 10-foot pole. They're not. Just realistically speaking, after they try to do that Inhumans, they try to make an Inhumans movie. It was supposed to come out. Fun fact: 2015, 2016.
Eternals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Eternals can get involved. That would be a very good reason because he's a very he's a tough cookie, very tough cookie, and then the Eternals would be like
A multiverse villain, direct causality of what happened in the previous, connects it and doesn't give us. The reason why we had the Guardians of the Galaxy is because we had to go intergalactic villain, and they wanted us to be able to believe that shit could exist in that universe. So they gave us that, and now we have the Ant-Man. We believe we know we all know about Quantum now. Yeah. So if you didn't see Ant-Man, you definitely saw Endgame, so you know about the Quantum realm. So now here comes the Quantum villain.
Exactly.
It makes sense, and it's not really that tropey. If someone wants to say, well, it kind of is, I'm like, well, you know what? It kind of has to be in some regards, but this one actually is a direct cause of what happened before. I'm down for that.
Yeah, exactly. And Webhead...
I want to see the Kangs, man. I want to see them, actually. Yeah. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, because, again, like, it's got to be causality. There's got to be direct cause, because these superheroes, they act like they win all the time, but they're doing some damaging shit. So, like, I want to see some consequences to their mistakes. And Webhead, what you said...
Actions
consequences! No, but Webhead, what you said is not a spoiler. They've been trying to build that up for a Disney Plus show for a while. I mean, look at that. I mean, look, you got Hawk Girl... not Hawk Girl, like Hawkeye's daughter, whatever. She's becoming a thing. There's a theory that they're going to be doing an Iron Heart or some shit like that. I don't know. They're building a Young Avengers for a fucking Disney Plus show or a movie. I highly doubt it's going to be a movie. Because the one thing I hate about the Young Avengers, it's just the kids of the main Avengers with the same powers. I don't fucking care. No offense.
It sounds like a cheesy 90s cartoon.
It was a 90s cartoon or 2000s cartoon. I won't say what he was involved in, but because they might do it. LOL. No, but like it's the same thing with Young Justice, but I like Young Justice because their personalities were superbly different. Their powers were not their powers, but their personalities were superbly different. And that's why I actually like Young Justice. The Young Avengers, from what I remember, it was the same characters, but they were young. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Kang the Conqueror. I know they're definitely doing a Fantastic Four. Every time I bitch about them doing Young Fantastic Four, they're like, they're copying the Ultimate comics. Let them do the Ultimates. I'm like, no one fucking likes the Ultimates and no one fucking cares. We don't want Young Fantastic Four. Everyone knows the older, more wiser Fantastic Four. No, you cannot make me buy some person who's the same age as Shuri going to fucking space, being the smartest person in the goddamn universe. Sure, I will never believe Shuri being the fucking smartest person in the MCU. The second Reed Richards comes into the MCU and they try to tell me Shuri is smarter than Reed Richards, you can go fucking sack. You can suck on a fat cock. I will never buy Shuri being smarter than Reed Richards. The reason why Reed Richards is such a cool character because he is one of the, if not the smartest character in the entire Marvel Comics run. He is close tied with Doctor Doom himself. Doctor Doom is very fucking intimidating and very smart. Reed Richards is very fucking smart too. You will never tell me that dude who's in their 40s, who spent his entire life studying everything, is outsmarted by a chick who is 16, 17 years old because she had vibranium. Go suck it. Never will buy it. That's why I'm excited to see Fantastic Four, because I want to see Reed Richards with true intelligence. I want to see John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. They're married. They look the parts, and they're pretty good actors. Why not? Why not? Sorry, I had a rant. You have anything to say?
Yeah, like who are they gonna cast to play T'Challa now?
They're not. They said they're done with T'Challa. They're gonna respect the character, and they're gonna get a new Black Panther. They're thinking about doing Shuri.
No. First off, are you fucking? They're gonna kill him in the MCU. They're gonna actually kill.
But I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna respect the character. They're gonna this fucking fly. They're gonna they like I understand why they don't like. They're gonna find a way to respect the character. If that is either that he like they're thinking about, again, this is not what they're saying. This is what the rumors going around, or the theory that they're gonna have a very similar scene with what he had in Black Panther with his dad, saying like it's never your time. They're gonna have a moment. They're gonna like have some scenes from Black Panther. I don't know what they're gonna do realistically, because this is a very shitty situation. But you cannot recast T'Challa. You just can't, because Black Panther is more than T'Challa, and I don't know what they're gonna do. It's a very tough situation, to be honest. Well, she was Black Panther in the comics, but I understand. Chris. No, it's not the fact that I hate the character. I hate her.
I don't like her character in the MCU. Like, there's no reason why she's that smart.
They try to make me buy. Yeah, they try to make me eat a fucking meteor-sized
She
pill.
was cute until she started like helping her brother out, and like I don't. They made her a sidekick and fucking. They're trying to make her a thing, and it just wasn't in the comics. Not in. Look, they pull from like. I hate how they pulled from like newer versions of the comics. I mean, I don't want I don't want any of the new shit in any of these Marvel movies. None. I don't, because I don't know it. It's not as popular. Comic book sales will tell you that. Stick to the fucking classics, please.
Until you've already done the classics, then you're gonna.
Then you don't do the genre anymore. God damn it! Nobody does westerns either.
Well, you know why you can't do westerns?
Because nobody fucking cares.
Well, there's that. But you can do with it comes to superheroes, you can do comic book westerns. You can do comic book horror. You can do literally any genre. It's like a fucking tick. It can stick to anything, and it will work if it's done right. But like comic books can go anywhere. It's like a subgenre. Superheroes can mix with almost anything. I mean, you got a fucking soap opera in space. You got comedies. They tried horror with New Mutants, and I heard nothing but fantastic things about that. You do fantasy, adventure. You do this. You do time travel. You do this. You do that. Comic book movies are not going to die. They are going to die, but they're not going to die as soon as people. Dude, since 2012, people have been saying comic book movies are going to die. Since 2012. Remember when there was only one MCU movie coming out every year? They're like, oh, there's an MCU movie coming out every single year. Dude, comic book movies are going to die by 2015. 2015 rolls around. Guess what? Now there's 2 MCU movies a year. Wow, comic book movies are going to be dead by 2018. 2018 runs around. There's 3 MCU movies out a year. Wow, comic book movies are going to fucking... Every year there's someone saying that comic book movies are going to die. Their time will come when their time will come.
They will.
But you know what's going to cause it? It's going to be when they start
going. People get sick of it.
Well, you know what's going to make people sick of it? Is when they stop being good. And guess what? We're actually getting in that time period. If they don't get their shit together, it's going to die. I think DC is going to start stepping up. If Marvel starts throwing out crap, DC is going to start doing good. I honestly think that's how it's going to go. Because the way DC's looking right now, they're looking pretty good. But like, if both DC and Marvel start sucking, that's going to start killing the franchise. That's what's going to start killing the genre of comic book movies. But it's not going to be people being tired of them, because you could tell so many different stories with these fucking comic book characters. Dude, Jonah Hex is a comic book character, and he's not fucking flinging around, flying in the sky and shit like that. But he's a comic book character. I think he deals with the devil or some shit like that. That was a horrible movie. But beside the point, Jonah Hex is a comic book character. There's so many different, variety of comic book characters. That's why I don't think that will ever stay dead. But they're not going to be, at one point, they're not going to be these fucking blockbuster, Goliaths. Not forever. Because there's going to be a time where they're going to start running on steam. But for someone like me in the hardcore audience, there's always going to be a viewership for them. But it's it's more of like the mainstream audience that they got to worry about. That's why they do a lot of mainstream things. You can do shit for the hardcores, but the hardcores are only 2%, 1% of the audience. They got to worry about the other 97 to 99% of the audience. Like my mom, I could say Blue Beetle. She won't know who the fuck that is. I could say Booster Gold. She won't know who that is. I could say Martian Manhunter. Who? She doesn't know. But they got to find a way to get her into a movie theater. And as long as they can find a way to get the mainstream audience in there, they got ticket sales. They get pissed off the fucking hardcores all they want. There's going to be respect for the hardcores, because without the hardcores, those comics wouldn't have been popular. Therefore, there just wouldn't be any stories to be told. There's a balance, but they know they gotta like kind of stroke off the fucking the mainstream audience. But there's still going to be people who never watch comic book movies, because there's some people like my best friends who are rednecks and they hunt. They don't watch movies unless it's like a war movie. That's just them. But if you can please the main audience, they're never going to die unless you start throwing out crap. Like imagine the Batman sucked. Yeah, it's going to be the start of the downfall.
No, I agree, 100%.
Okay, let's see. Them messing with the multiverse. This could be how they could bring in Deadpool. Deadpool's not coming to the MCU. I hate to bust your bubble. It's not going to happen. Never. They can even do a joke of him going PG-13. It's never going to happen. They teased it. They went back and forth. I changed my underwear less than they changed their opinion on what they're going to do with Deadpool. They consistently say, oh, he's going to be in the MCU. Oh, he's not going to be in the MCU. Oh, this or that, oh, that. So I'm just waiting to see what happens. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see a Spider-Man Deadpool movie, because they have a cool bromance. I think there'll be something really cool there, like a weird buddy cop movie. I think that would be really cool. But realistically speaking, never going to happen. Never. Disney's got a fucking identity to protect. They're never going to bring a Mark with the mouth and have him go PG-13, because last time he went PG-13, they sewed his mouth shut, because that's the only reasonable way you're going to make him go PG-13, unless you start breaking the fourth wall. And if he starts breaking the fourth wall in the Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man audience is going to be like, what the hell's going on? What the hell?
No, he breaks the fourth wall. That's a major character trait, and it's just not going to happen in the MCU.
Yeah, not going to happen. I feel like if they made, like, we don't even know what the hell is happening with Deadpool 3. They've been swish-swashing with that as well. We don't even know there's going to be a Deadpool 3. We don't know. And I feel like after Deadpool 3, they said that they're done. They were only going to do a trilogy. So you're not going to be seeing Ryan Reynolds be in the fucking spandex for much longer.
No, I don't think there's going to be another Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
I think it's done.
Yeah, I feel like it's done too. But if they did get a third one, the writers and Ryan Reynolds said they're done. They just wanted to do the character justice because it was so bad in X-Men Origins. That's the main reason. It was not because listen, let's say they did Deadpool right in X-Men Origins. They did the Mark with the mouth and all this other shit. We could have had 10, 15 years of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, but not as, solo movies, because there's only so much Deadpool you can do before the character gets old. There's only so much of that shtick you can do before it gets tiresome. That's why you don't see many stories with Deadpool in them, because he's just one giant shtick. And that's why you don't really see him in Infinity War. Like, I'm talking about like Infinity Gauntlet in the comics. You don't see him in that. You don't see him in this, because he's a type of character that can't be done all the time. 2010 cinematic universe, 2020's multiverse, pretty much that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because again, we just don't know. It's all a guessing game. I'm excited to see Fantastic Four. I really want to see Emily Blunt and what's his face, John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. But when's the last time they've ever hired someone I wanted? Never. So when they don't cast them, the fucking audience and the fanboys are going to scream in an uproar. But, because that's how they do. That your opinion matters. You know why MCU worked? Is because they didn't listen to you fucking dumb shits. You know why Star Wars failed? Because they listened to you dumb shits. You don't know how to make a fucking movie. Marvel clearly knows how to make a fucking movie. You know why? Because they have billions of dollars in their goddamn Mickey Mouse vault. So if they fucking want somebody, I'll trust them until they prove me wrong. In the meantime, I'll sit here and praying that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are the right choices. Chris, before we wrap up, you got any final thoughts?
Shit. No, man. We covered everything.
Yeah, we did. And Webhead's final comment before we wrap up. But hey, who's excited to hear the Electro's dubstep again? Mental torture, self-destroy. Bad.
That's Hans Zimmer, bro.
No,
That's
I'm
Hans
I'm thinking about the fucking fight scene. It's just so bad. Anyways, guys, we talked for quite some time. I would like to say 7:30. We started at I think we started at 4:30 or 5, something around there. I had something I was gonna say, but I'll save that for an individual video because my mouth hurts from talking all the time. So I'm gonna go rest up for a little bit, take a break. And then I'll probably record that later for you guys. Anyways, guys, go subscribe and like, share Twitter stuff. Go follow Chris at Chris_Hicks1138. And Chris, one last time for good time's sake, comment in your Scripted. Because Scripted is a fantastic source if you guys are newcoming screenwriters. And if you got this awesome story that you want to you just need to get out of you, but you're not there yet. You don't know the structure of what makes a script good, or you got this story going for you and you got everything covered out, but you can't figure this one thing out. Scripted is there for you guys with great budgeting plans, and there's something there for every single storyteller out there. Guys, make sure you go subscribe, make sure you go follow, and hit that link for the Scripted. I'm telling you guys. If you guys got a story out there, everyone's got a story to tell inside of them. So go to Scripted. It's cheap. It's cheap. Listen. It is a cheap alternative than actually finding someone who acts like they fuck. Listen, people at Scripted know what the fuck they're talking about. You can find some dumb fucking hipster on the street who acts like they know what the fuck they're talking about, but guess what? They watched Michael Caine in front of a camera for 5 effing hours, and they're like, oh, the world of cinematography and the screenmic writing, they think they understand it. But no, the people at Scripted actually know what the fuck they're talking about, so you should go support them because they care about you guys. They care about the creatives out there. Did I get that right? Is that good?
That high energy, gotta love it. But in a nutshell, yes, that's Scripted.
In a nutshell, that's Scripted.
If you're still listening to this, follow me on Twitter, Chris_Hicks1138. If you look at my bio, there is a link to our website. Go out and check out our rates. It's like having a personal consultant in your pocket. Budgets are flexible. Budgets, budgets. We're affordable for all budgets. Our payments are flexible. We are creators ourselves, just trying to give back to other creatives and help them become the best writers that they can be.
There we go. So, guys, go hit Scripted. Go subscribe to the channel, like, share, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
See you later.